With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 90 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and shill. Streams online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shad's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. One ticked off across the board with charge to what because the squad can't be ignored. Just how much DSP makes us feel so bored to help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap while DSP is chasing green. We're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machine. It's not in burp and leaning ban. It matters not if factory fun is child's can't see if flowers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a big pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty wife and all his strife of forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act as a fact as he rehearsed to be exact and how he felt he was attacked. She's nearly over and a win is in sight with what to white despite Phil to late that tips were not light. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again. It's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Tuesday the 25th of April 2023. I do hope you're all doing well indeed, and I hope you've enjoyed your day so far. Phil's awaking online, as you can very well see. He's in his chat, you know, he wished somebody a happy birthday randomly. I guess maybe he's hoping for some generosity from that person because it's their birthday. You'd think in someone else's birthday, Phil thinks, oh, I wonder what I'm going to get from them because they're so happy. I assume that's running through Phil's tiny little strange, demented mind. Phil didn't have a great night last night. He had a good day stream. The day stream saw Phil get over $100, $105 for Elden Ring. The night stream, though, it's not been logged in the tracker, but he only got $7 playing Final Fantasy. The game has consistently been poor for him in terms of generating revenue. $41 the first time he played it, $25 the second time, $7 last night. But, as you might have seen, Phil has got a lot of members all of a sudden. He's sitting on 698 members. He was gifted 100 subs. But Phil doesn't get that money until next month, so you can guarantee that he is not going to be too thrilled with the fact he has to wait for that money to fucking come through his YouTube payment the following month. So yeah, also it means Phil's going to lose 100 subs this time next month. So there's that to look forward to, I guess. So yeah, Phil is probably going to fucking harass people about tips today. He is absolutely, without a doubt in my mind, right before his precious day off, going to remind his dumbass audience that his fucking tips that fucking he relies on more than anything else right now. He's not going to fucking care about the members, he's not going to care about super chats, not shit. What he wants right now is immediate financial gratification. That's just the way his fucking mind operates. Anyway, let's spin this wheel and pick a bingo card for today's show. Spin, you ugly wee bastard, spin some more and pick something good for us. Interesting stuff indeed. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's interesting now, Andrew, that. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, for interesting is a criteria we have for today's bingo shenanigans. So yeah, guys, we need a number between 1 and 200. The first number in chat I see, which contains the number 1, will be the one I picked for today's bingo. It needs to contain number 1. And it can't be number 1. I refuse to use the first card. 61 was the first number in chat I saw. Tacozilla said 61. It met the criteria. This was the first number I saw, which contained the number 1 in it. So we're going to the 61st bingo card. I went too far by 1. Hold on. Go back 1. There you go. The card on the right hand side will be the card we use for today's bingo fun and games. So, the level 1 podcast bingo. Here we go. So Phil has to say detractor or trolls. Him giving prayer hands. Him having a dumb close up. Him saying wow. And him saying fun. Then you got Phil saying, you know what I mean, on demand. Him giving a good old turbo nose. Him saying members, and here's the thing. The third row is Phil saying interactive, by the way. Him snorting. Him saying interesting. And him making that annoying T sound. The fourth row is Phil's voice cracking. Him scratching his stash. Him saying react. Him doing a lean and ban somebody. And him getting at least $15+ in tips. That may be a tough one. Depends how well supported he is and how much he begs today for support. The final row is Phil saying likes, him being all defence mode. What is defence mode? It is when Phil tries to justify something he does as a necessary kind of thing. Like Phil say, I had to do this because of this reason. Defence mode. Phil fucking tries to justify why he does what he does. Him saying example, him saying that being said, shout out to that being said, and finally Phil burping. That is a card for today's bingo fun games. Randomly picked. We spun a wheel to pick a fucking random word, and we fucking done a random number in chat. We randomised the crap out of this bingo card, and hopefully it will yield for us a full house right before Phil's day off. So let me just save this card very quickly. Hold on a second. As you may have heard at the start there, I've updated the song list. Dark Side of Flow gave me permission to use his songs for the playlist I've got on my streams. So I got my hands on all 4 of his tunes. And yeah, Dark Side of Flow, very talented wee song maker, and also Meerkats as well. And the majority of songs I have are Meerkat stuff. But Dark Side of Flow is happy for me to have his tunes as well. So I thought I'd incorporate them into the playlist, and you'll probably hear them throughout. It's a randomizer thing, so it just depends. It's all random shuffle, essentially. So just look at the draw, essentially. Whatever you hear next. I was playing next right now. This is Born Beggar, the full EP from Little Piggy. This is a Meerkat one, where it's got multiple songs involved. Yeah, good stuff. Let's close that and close that. We have this website ready to go. I searched randomly, by the way. I searched randomly on Pig-Pig-Go. The words, I'm not complaining. 154 different results for Phil saying, I'm not complaining. For somebody that's not complaining, that's a lot of complaints. And a lot of times they bring that up. So, yeah. It's... I feel like picking a random one. Here we go, this one feels good. Prophet's asking, has Pig-Pig-Go been updated yet? I don't think so. In fact, we can probably find it before we play a wee clip. Hold on. We're just typing on stupid. See what most recent result is for stupid? Hey, an update. So, nah, February still. So, mid-February was still the last time that Pig-Pig-Go was updated. So Pig-Pig-Go has not been updated in so long. I don't know what's going on with that. As I said, you might want to ask Detective Side on Twitter, if it's possible. Is them, so they're on Twitter, Detective Side. You can reach out to them and ask what's going on if you want. But nothing from them much. They've got the DMs open. They've got the I've DM'd them in the past, I believe, about something. I think the last time they were not updating things. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, hopefully Darkside Detective does update Pig-Pig-Go soon. Fingers crossed. Well yeah, we're going to watch this and see why Phil says he's not complaining. Let's rewind. Actually, let's look at the transcript and pick a good moment. So we're at 7 minutes into the video. I'll just unmute it over there. So we're at this point here. Here we go. Here we go. Let's start it right from here.
When I started playing Warzone, people started influxing into the stream. We did hit 100 likes by the very tail end of the stream, which was nice. Support was abysmally bad for any stream. It was like $9 in super chats and like maybe $20 in tips.
Abysmally bad. Not just bad. Abysmally bad.
And again, I'm not complaining.
It sounds like a massive fucking complaint when you're calling something abysmally bad. That's a motherfucking complaint right there, in my opinion. Needle says recording unboxing of your Stream Deck. I'm not recording shit. And that's a Phil thing to do. By the way, I have ordered a Stream Deck now. Thanks to you guys and your generosity and your kindness, not shit, you know what I mean? You guys have been so supportive of me, and I'm reinvesting in my hobby here of doing random DSP content by trying to make it better, and I'm going to have a Stream Deck. It should arrive tomorrow, but I'm not sure when I'll have time. I may have to wait until the weekend to try and really get to grips with it. So I don't think I'll be able to properly use it on Thursday or Friday, essentially, because I'm in the office during the day working. I get home like an hour before stream, so I get home, I just want to try and get dinner sorted or whatever, and then it's like start bingo. I may have not a lot of time to try and get to grips with the Stream Deck, so I honestly need some time to set up. So it might be Sunday before I actually properly get to play with it and incorporate it into the bingo stuff. But yeah, because if I was working from home this week, I probably would have had more time for sure to mess about with it and try and get to grips with it while at work. But yeah, when I'm in the office and I just, it's like I'm not here to mess about with it. But yeah, but yeah, so yeah, I should arrive tomorrow at some point. If I do have time to try and get it all set up, I will obviously try to get it all sorted. But yeah, I'm going to have a Stream Deck and it's going to be more professional sounding content soon, at least in terms of production value. I'll have buttons to press which will fucking improve things, I guess. But yeah, it's thanks to you guys all able to get a Stream Deck, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you again, guys. Let's see Phil complain more.
I'm just stating facts. Compare that with all of my other streams that I've been playing recently. It's terrible, okay? And the thing is,
So it's abysmally bad, it's terrible, it's awful. But he's not complaining. He's not complaining. Brian's asking, do I work in IT? I work for a bank. I don't work in IT, no. I work for a bank. But then yeah, Phil says... No, I should just go back. Phil says... I'm not complaining quite a lot. It's an impressive amount of times he says it. Phil's on the stream, I need a Smith & Stone 6 God, oops, 5, I found a 6. Dumbass. So, anyway, the bingo card's been picked and saved and all that jazz, fandabidozy. I will now briefly go through some wee rules of the bingo game in case people are new to the stream. First of all, people are new, welcome. I do hope you're all doing well, and I hope I can help you endure Phil's god-awful fucking rambling and ranting with a fun game of bingo. We have ways we can get free spaces for the bingo card you see before you. First of all, if Phil snorts 25 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that's a free space. If Phil burps 10 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that too will be a free space. If Phil gets 100 likes and blows bubbles for his dumbass audience before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that is also a free space. And if we get 100 likes here on this very bingo stream that you're on right now, that is also a free space that counts towards the bingo. And we almost won yesterday. We were 1 away from a full house, and the free spaces helped us get to being 1 away instead of 2 away. But that's what I'm saying. You could be the difference between a full house and not a full house. I'm just fucking saying, So, yeah. Phil looks like he's about to begin the show. Fucking hurry for the next crap. So, yeah. And of course, these things double up as well. These things do double up. So if Phil snorts 50 times, that's another free space. If Phil burps 20 times, that's another free space, and so on, and so on, and so on. And yeah, Phil's starting right now, as you can see. Please tag me in chat in case I miss anything on the card. I don't try and miss things on the card, I just do sometimes because I'm a stupid bastard. Nothing I can do, dude. Bugged bingo mechanics and all that jazz. It's very easy sometimes to just fucking go into some sort of wee daydream where you're trying to pay attention and listen for things that happen. So please, if you spot something and I miss it, you're fucking more than welcome to tag me in chat and just let me know. I don't mind pausing and rewinding to check something if we need to check it, because at the end of the day, we want to get a full house together. That is what we're aiming for. We want to win bingo after all. So, other than that, yeah, hopefully we can get a full house. 25 out of 25 means one of you guys could potentially win a prize in the old bingo card, so it'd be nice to be able to give back to you guys right before Phil's day off. So it's, I wonder what kind of show we're in for today. I have a feeling Phil will be full on beg mode for tips specifically, because it has been quite poor for him this week in general. Good luck, guys. Here we go. DSP's a bitch.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Level 1 Podcast. How is everyone today? Welcome to my final consecutive streaming day of the week. Today is Tuesday, April 25th, 2023. That's right, we are almost to the ultimate end of the month. Ooh. And April was an interesting month, although, admittedly, not a very big one for new releases, not a very big one for, honestly, hype. You know, we went into the month already playing Resident Evil 4 Remake, and, you know, I had my birthday event, and since then, it's been a lot of downtime stuff, and that's fine, because this week, finally, we have new stuff. We have a month-end special event coming up, and in the month of May, it's going to kind of be the opposite of this month, where almost every single week, there's going to be a high-profile new release, which is excellent. It's going to get everyone excited for the new month. I am too. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well, and I hope your week is going well. This is my final consecutive streaming day of the week, meaning tomorrow is my day off, and tomorrow is going to be a very, very busy day for me. I have a ton to do. I'm running around, doing a million things. Last week was supposed to be my day off where I did a lot of stuff, and then we ended up kind of...
I heard that running around. Remember last week when Phil, I think it was last Thursday, I can't mind who it was exactly. I think it was DJ Runo. It suggested adding running around for the centre square because Phil always talks about how he's always so busy in his days off where he runs around a lot. And for some reason, Phil never actually gave a good day off story. In fact, they stayed in. There was no running around because they stayed home, so DJ Runo was quite unlucky. But he picked up on the fact that Phil says running around quite a lot when he is actually talking about his day off antics. As if he's fucking non-stop going from place to place to place and doesn't slow down one fucking bit ever. So yeah, I might have to consider adding that randomly every single time Phil comes back from a day off just to see if it comes up. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is he does seem to like to say running around when he's talking about his day off.
Million things. Last week was supposed to be my day off where I did a lot of stuff, and then we ended up kind of canceling that because my wife was so tired from work. I'm hoping when she gets home today that she's not as tired and or not feeling under the weather, because that was the problem. Like, she was starting to feel like she had a cold last week, but then it finally went away, thankfully. So we'll see. But today should still be a great day to end the week. We got a lot of fun gameplay in store for everyone. The podcast today is interesting because we're going to update everyone here on the schedule and stuff going on, because now we have set in stone a few new events based off of yesterday's podcast. Plus, I do have a schedule update for all of you in regards to something I'm going to be doing on the React channel. Plus, I have an update on our idea for next month's special event here on DSP Gaming. Plus, I do have a kind of news update today as well. I think I have one or two news stories that I would like to talk about here on the show. And look at this. Look at who we got here. A special guest. A special guest has just joined us. Now, Jasper, you were asleep on the bed. And now you've woken up to come here. He was a sleepyhead today. And my wife had to go to work early today, which means, you know, she's awake a couple hours before me on a day when she goes to work early. And, of course, Jasper gets up with her. So he was up early, too. And then he tried to wake me up when I didn't need to get up yet. I was like, no. I am going to continue to sleep until I have to get up. And then he got pooped. So when I got up to get ready for stream, he wouldn't get up. Right, Jasper? He was just on the bed, not moving. And in fact, every day we usually give him a treat in the morning. A liquid-style treat. That's usually like a puree or something, of fish or meat. And he basically didn't even eat his treat because he didn't go downstairs. He was stuck. He stayed on the bed sleeping while I was awake and getting ready for the day. So, a silly kitty will be joining us today. I don't know if he'll stay in here or not. You know, typically these first couple of days of the week he's been able to join us. Now he's sitting on my lap. Jasper, why do you like doing this? This is his new routine now. He likes sitting on my lap during the podcast. It's very, very sweet, but at the same time, it's weird because now I got to try to do a podcast with the cat on my lap, and my lap is going to get warm. Jasper, you may not realize this, but you're a furry creature, and you are very warm. Sitting on my crotch, you're going to make me hot and sweaty down there, and that's not very comfortable for me. It's funny. Oh, my goodness. Jasper, you are a silly boy. You are a silly boy. Oh, my goodness, a silly kitty. Let's give him a rub. A kitty rub. Yes. Now, Jasper, I have a lot to talk about on the show today. And I have to get to that, but you're distracting me because you're so cute. You're so darn cute. He's so cute I can't stop petting him whenever he's near me. Look at this. I can't stop. I have to continue to pet this cat because he's so cute. I just can't stop myself. Look, watch this. Whoop. He loves it. He loves the attention. All right, Jasper, you gotta get down now. I'm sorry. Come on, let's go. There we go. Okay, I gotta concentrate on the show. All right, well, that was a good start. That was a good positive start to the show. It's always nice to have a special guest on the show, right?
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Black Mage, for Super Chat. It says, I had to get up early for something and made it in time for McGriddles. Let's fucking go. Well done, Black Mage. Congratulations. You got up in time for some high quality fucking grub from McGriddles. Not as early as D-Dog, mind you. Fucking D-Dog, it's like 4 AM for fucking D-Dog, and this guy's fucking here bright and early, fucking enduring his content for the rest of his man. Shao Hu is asking for 10 times speed. I'll go 1.25. It's the best I can do. I'm sorry. I don't want to go too fast because I know I'm going to catch up way too quickly otherwise.
All right, well, that was a good start. That was a good positive start to the show. It's always nice to have a special guest on the show, right? Okay. So let's get right into it. All right, let's talk about the schedule for the week. Then what I'd like to do is give you guys some updates. We have multiple updates on stuff going on. I have some news stories to cover. We got a lot to talk about today. First of all, thank you guys for a really, really supportive week. If you haven't noticed, look at this. This week, we had so many memberships and gifted memberships on the channel. We started off this week in the low 500s. Yeah, it was like low to mid 500s, and here we are about to hit 700 members on the channel for the first time in months. I haven't had that many members since like the fall when it was the middle of all the busiest gaming season of the year, and all those new releases were coming out. Obviously, guys, thank you so much for that. That kind of support is great and appreciated because number one, obviously, that's a huge amount of support that will help this channel in the long term. It will. But number two, people are now going to be able to use those memberships during all the upcoming events, right? We've got a brand new, well, first of all, we got the Street Fighter 6 demo. We got a brand new game with Jedi Survivor. And another one right after that with Redfall. And this will continue on even into Zelda in mid-May. So this is excellent that people will now have that membership. And, you know, it's like I told you guys also when I was over on Twitch, because people would say, well, I don't understand what's the big benefit of gifted memberships, because isn't that just temporary support? Well, obviously the answer is yes. It's a month, and then after that it expires. But from what I've noticed, every time that a gifted membership or gifted sub over on Twitch happens, there's a small percentile of people who maybe have had it for the first time, and they really enjoy it. They're like, wow, look at this. Well, I got all Phil's... Oops, I almost knocked over my seltzer. I got all of Phil's emotes. You know, I got a cool highlighted name. I like the chat crown. I got a benefit where I could talk more in the chat during streams because I wasn't in slow mode. Excuse me. And or any of the many other benefits that you can get for being a member. And a lot of people say, well, I like having that. Now I'm going to continue it. And then they just decide to continue the membership. Now, I'm certainly not saying that this is something that happens all the time. It's not. But a very small percentile of people who renew help the channel long term. And that's why, you know, this channel gets the level of support it does. And I'm very happy about that. Thank you. Even if it means 1% of the people who are gifted a membership decide to renew it, that's still growth. You see? So you got short-term growth and support, but then you have long-term growth that comes as a result of it. So anyone who gifted a membership, thank you. Of course, anyone who actually became a member or renewed a membership on their own, also thank you. That's great. So what I've noticed this week particularly is that obviously memberships and super chats were way up. And it's funny because tips have been a little bit on the slower side.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I told you, motherfuckers, I would fucking do it. I told you all. I fucking told you all you're going to fucking complain and bitch and whine and moan about the fucking lack of tips compared to everything else. I fucking called it. I fucking hate being right all the goddamn time. You think I'll get fed up of being right all the goddamn time about what Phil does and says, but no. It's bad, but nah, fuck you. One more time, here we fucking go.
To renew it, that's still growth. You see? So you got short-term growth and support, but then you have long-term growth that comes as a result of it. So anyone who...
Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Cody Taylor for the super chat. It says, what are your most overrated and underrated DSP arcs? Oh shit, that's a fucking question. I'll tell you what, that is a great fucking question right there. See, DSP arcs sounds interesting because some don't last that fucking long. Like, you know, like some might be from kind of briefly like, remember fucking Phil tried to start a brand new streak for his fishing hat, and he literally got to like 2, and he was hoping to put to 3, and it didn't happen. Like that was one of the flattest fucking DSP arcs of all time. that fucking just crashed and burned when, you know, like, the lure streak, I was like, he tried to call it the lure streak. Let's add a lure to the hat, and he fucking put lure streak 2, and then by the end of the stream, near the end, he had to just delete it in like annoyance, because he was not going to get to add the 3 to the lure streak. The lure streak died as soon as it fucking began. So but as I'm saying, overrated and underrated though. You know what? I think, in the grand scheme of things, the Escort saga is kind of overrated, and Phil likes to fucking use it as a fucking way to try and, you know, target and aggro against detractors. But the fact of the matter is that the detractors were taken along for a ride as well. Big time. Like, the fucking, it wasn't just Phil who was getting deceived by this fucking random, you know, scammer. It was like a lot of people, everyone, me and you included, were taken along for that ride. So I feel, in the grand scheme of things, that kind of was overrated, and because Phil's fucking, you know, hesitation of trying to fucking disclose Cat and reveal Cat to people because she was probably still seeing somebody secretly, so he couldn't show her face. That's my why else would Phil try and keep this so much of a secret? My interpretation of that is that she was living with another person still. So yeah, I don't know. So I feel that the Escort saga overall was kind of overrated to the extent. Underrated. What doesn't get enough appreciation, in my opinion, for DSP arcs? Honestly, I feel... I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm always hyping up. I know the bank leaks are one of the biggest things to ever happen with Phil. To me, it is the biggest. Some people don't think the bank leaks is the biggest thing to ever fucking come out against Phil. I think the bank leaks have hurt Phil more than anything else out there. There's nothing that Kat can say or do, or Liana can say or do, or whatever, or Rambo can say or do, compared to the knowledge of what Phil has been spending with the bank leaks. Like, the bank leaks were the ultimate slam dunk detractor tool for people. And even though, so I think that is always going to be number one, but not everyone agrees that the bank leaks are the number one thing, so yeah. But and the Wardle User says the side scroll as an interview was S++ tier, yeah. That for sure. But I mean that's not overhyped or underhyped. That was just the hype was genuinely, you know, significant and deserved.
You see? So you got short-term growth and support.
But that was a good question, Corey Taylor. I'm glad. I've never actually thought about overhyped and underhyped before, you know what I mean? So it's a good question. Cheers, Corey.
Then you have long-term growth that comes as a result of it. So anyone who gifted a membership, thank you. Of course, anyone who actually became a member or renewed a membership on their own, also thank you. That's great. So what I've noticed this week particularly is that obviously memberships and super chats were way up. And it's funny because tips have been a little bit on the slower side. If you haven't noticed, there's only been 1 or 2 streams this week where I wore like a hat, meaning that we hit that level of tips goal. If you remember at the beginning of the week, I introduced a new hat, the red fedora. And so we wore that twice. And then since then, I think I had one more hat, and it was the other night, and it was last minute. And some people go, oh, see, Phil's failing. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? This week was a humongous support week. Why on earth would you say something stupid like that? Because there's people out there who, no matter what, they got to be so negative about everything, and they're doing it on purpose. Because God forbid that I have a modicum, a little bit of success in any way, shape, or form. They can't stand it. They're, oh my God, they can't believe that there's people who enjoy my content. They can't believe that I'm not just a living meme on the internet for them to make fun of. They're so upset about this. So, too bad. It was a great week, and I'm excited for the final day of the week. You guys know the ways you can support this stream. Now, obviously, this week was amazing for memberships, amazing for super chats and all of that. And again, that will help this channel long term. If you wanted to support the channel in any way today, obviously the preferred way would be tips if you could.
I hate to say I told you so, but I fucking told you so. He is prioritising tips. More than anything else, he is desperate for fucking tips. Mister, this has been a great, amazing, supportive week. Get it fucking up, y'all, for fucking saying otherwise. Is desperately pursuing tips. Even though Phil has made... This is going to be $7 short, hold on. Phil has made $626 so far in tips this week. Bear in mind as well, he was paid 4 days ago from YouTube. It's all gone. It's all fucking gone already.
Because tips have been on the slower side this week. But it's not the end of the world if we have another slow tips day. I'm okay. You know what I mean? It's funny because these people act, they say things like, see, and Phil says that he's not going to pay his rent and he's not going to do this and that. First of all, I don't even have rent. I never had rent. I don't know what they're talking about. No, if you haven't noticed, I haven't talked about stuff like that in ages. Things have been pretty good. Admittedly, you know, the last couple of months. You know, I would say ever since I launched DSP React, it's helped a bit. Because not only do we have everything still going on here on DSP Gaming, but now we have a whole new React channel that people are supporting, and it's been helping a lot. So it's funny because they still act like things that have happened in the past. Admittedly, in the past, things have been bad financially for me. Things have been incredibly tight to the point where I've had, you know, weeks and months where I'm like, guys, I really need help. If you can help me, please do. If you haven't noticed, that hasn't happened recently, right? In a couple months, if not more. And they act like that's not the case. Like, oh, Phil's still there doing the same thing every...
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Black Mage for Super Chat. Says $480 in members is cool, but that doesn't pay bills. Yes, he had got a fucking buttload of fucking new members gifted to him essentially for the most part, but he won't see that money until next month. As a reminder, Phil was paid by YouTube 4 days ago on the 21st. And but he won't see this other YouTube money until...
Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
He won't see our YouTube money until the 21st of next month. Thank you very much to Barrett Wells for Super Chat. Says now rock the other way. I don't know if I did make him rock the other way or not there. Did I do it successfully? I don't know, I just started pressing left and right on the keyboard. Hopefully I did actually fucking make him rock the other way as you wanted. I was just fucking winging it. But, yeah, Phil... This is the thing. He has... I don't know of anyone, by the way, he is bringing this up of his own volition. I have not seen anyone complain, or not even complain, I've not seen any detractor content highlighting that Phil's had a bad week. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I've not seen it. I'm not aware of any prominent, well-known, highly fucking viewed detractor content out there which is emphasising that Phil had a very slow fucking week of tip support. So, I don't know if Phil is randomly just fucking saying this, pretending that all the detractors are fucking talking about this. I'm not saying that Phil's, you know, wrong in this case, but I'm just saying I've not seen anything, personally, myself. So, I don't know why Phil is seemingly trying to manufacture detractor antics when I've not seen anything of it. But that's what I'm saying, just because I've not seen it doesn't mean it's not happening. But all I'm saying is I have personally not seen it, so I cannot... I think Phil's just pulling stuff out his arse here. That's just my take on that.
Every day? No, actually. It's not the case, but they will pretend like everything is black and white and absolute, and things never change and things never improve, right? So, all I would say is ignore the nonsense. Don't listen to the bullshit. If you can support the stream today, thank you. Any way is appreciated, all right? What's the preferred way? Well, yeah, obviously tips would be great because tips have been to have a slower week this week. But any way you want to support, I don't look a gift horse in the mouth, man. You know, this is my life.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Drop a Member Bomb for a super chat. It says, money, money, yeah, yeah. What benefits will you offer if I drop a member bomb? Well, if you get to give Phil a lot of members, he will say thank you and then forget your name. That's basically fucking just about he is not going to fucking remember who you are.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Otto Insane for super chat. It says, it's a tips sympathy play clearly. Yeah, it's clear as fucking day. This is the third time, right here, right before I paused it. Phil was saying this.
Thank you. Any way is appreciated, all right? What's the preferred way? Well, yeah, obviously tips would be great because...
That's the third time so far in this podcast. He has been live now. I say now. He has been live for about 10 minutes. He has said that he prefers tips 3 times. 3 times now. In this little segment here, this segment here even, he has said 3 separate times, yes, I prefer tips. Tips we preferred. Please tip. He is emphasising that point so clearly. He is heavily fucking just trying to fucking let it sink in to those dent-headed fans of his. Please make sure if you're going to contribute, I would prefer fucking tips. He's fucking emphasising he doesn't care and he's not going to look a gift horse in the mouth and all that shit. But clear as fucking day, he wants those morons to fucking tip him more than anything else in the goddamn fucking world.
tips have been have a slower week this week. But any way you want to support, I don't look a gift horse in the mouth, man. This is my life, my livelihood. This is how I make my living. It's not, this is some side thing or I have a bunch of sponsorship deals and it doesn't matter how I do on a stream. It very much does matter how I do on my streams. And you guys have been making my streams amazingly supportive in the last few weeks. So why on earth would I be complaining about anything or asking for anything? I'm not. Just whatever, man. It's all good. All right? So if you can support, please do. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Remember, as simple as liking the stream, which is free, helps a lot and adds engagement. Getting those 100 likes is a key component. Adding engagement to my content and sending more people over to this channel to check it out, right? But then everything else is also appreciated, whether it's super chats, memberships, tips, all great. Today, if you're thinking of tipping, remember we have
4 times! 4 times now, tipping again. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Holy fuck, man. He won't stop. He won't stop going on about fucking tips.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to DDog1968 for a super chat. He says, tips, as tomorrow is his day off, now 1.25. This is 1.25 speed DDog. I am on 1.25 speed. I have been for the last wee while. I've been for the last 5 minutes or so. This has been 1.25 speed. Oh my god. It's just, I'm still fucking can't believe that he's fucking mentioned tips and please tip and he's fucking reminding his audience the benefits of fucking tipping. What did fucking Phil's audience get when they tip Phil? He has to fucking dress up like a fucking dumbass. He puts on a fucking dumbass hat. He puts on dumbass glasses. He puts on a dumbass vest. And he'll fucking do it over and over and over again. Dress him up like a fucking YouTuber.
But then everything else is also appreciated, whether it's super chats, memberships, tips, all great.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Barrett Wells. Super Chat says, tips, where are they? The podcast. Yeah, I may as well just fucking title that as fucking shit. He's titled it, Let's Chill to End the Week, then more Flintstone fun me, like Elden Ring reference. But no, it should really be called Give Me a Fucking Money Right Fucking Now, the Tips Podcast. Otto Insane says he mentioned trolls saying about low tips. Well, he talked about trolls, but I don't think he actually said the word trolls or detractors, did he? If Phil said detractor or trolls, I'll count it, but he can't, yeah. Unless Phil actually did say trolls or detractors, he kind of got around that annoyingly. I was like, people are saying this, people are saying that. He didn't say, as far as I'm aware, I didn't actually say troll or detractor, which is annoying as hell, because he certainly referenced him a whole fucking lot. But it is what it is. That's the, yeah, you actually have to say detractor or trolls, or trolling or whatever. Yeah, he said idiots, he said assholes, yeah, he needs to actually, because, as I'm saying, we actually have a separate square, available for idiot, for example, so yeah. Because he hasn't said it, I can't take it. Barrett Wells says, I wonder if he'll be mad if people spam the tip command in his chat today. It's quite fucking possible.
But then everything else is also appreciated, whether it's super chats, memberships, tips, all great. Today, if you're thinking of tipping, remember we have these tips goals in effect, and the sooner we hit them, the better, because you get a longer reward. If you want to see a hat, well then tip earlier, so that way people can vote, and we can have a hat for a lengthier portion of the stream, as opposed to the other day when we hit the hat goal, we had like 10 minutes of me. It was yesterday. Yeah, that's right. It was yesterday. We had like 10 minutes of me wearing the Dumas helmet, and we didn't have a chance to even run the poll because the stream was over. You see? Okay. Let's move on from that stuff and get.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Kel Denson for the super chat. He says, please tip me. I need tips tonight. I don't know what music he was going for. He fucking put these words around musical symbols, so I just made up a fucking song on the spot, or made up a tune on the spot. I cannot fucking carry a tune to save my life. But yeah, Kel Denson is basically just saying that, Phil, please tip me, I need tips tonight. That is basically what's going through his goddamn mind. Now, apparently he's not going to bring it up anymore. Apparently he's gone through the whole begment thing, where he won't reference it again, probably until he gets to his fucking shout-outs, I imagine. If he fucking mentions tips again before he actually fucking gets to his shoutouts, I'm just gonna fucking lose my fucking tiny mind even more. I think this merits a thumbnail. This face right here, the face of a drunken idiot who is desperate for fucking tips so he can buy more gin. I think this merits an attempted thumbnail. And thankfully he's wearing a kind of shirt that won't clash with the background. So let's see how this looks. give me a second here. Hopefully his hair won't be too bad today. Okay, and we paste that in, and fingers crossed, fingers crossed. His hair looks dumb, but I will allow it. It just makes his head look more dented. Fantastic. That's like the foam, like this bit of foam that you see sticking like right here. It got encoded in the picture, but it just makes Phil's head right here. This is what got encoded. I don't care. It makes him look a bit more dumber than usual. Anyway, on with the bingo.
Stream was over, you see? Okay. Let's move on from that stuff and get into some nice positive things with scheduling and talking about what we're doing this week. So today, more Elden Ring, the third straight day of Elden Ring before we now are going to go on an Elden Ring kind of break this next week. So what are we doing? Well, in Elden Ring, we have had amazing progress in the last couple of days. I've done multiple optional dungeons. Both the Sophia River and Ansel River we cleared. Yesterday, we went north into Mount Gelmer and into the Volcano Manor area, and we did a bunch of stuff in that region and unlocked a bunch of waypoints and even fought some optional bosses and stuff there. I'm thinking today we should probably head eastward and try to clear the plains up to the capital and maybe do stuff all around the capital area. More optional bosses, more upgrade items. My real goal, there's a couple options. All right. Goal number one is I want to find a level 5 Somber Smithing Stone. All right. If I find a level 5 Somber Smithing Stone, I can upgrade my katana. And I already found the level 6, so I can get my katana up to +6 now if I can find this item. I don't know where it is, though. So that's one thing we got to figure out, okay? Number two, I want to get as many runes, souls, grace, whatever it's called, 'cause I don't even remember in this game. I need to get as much of that as possible. Jasper, what is it? Jasper Kitty, what is it? What are you staring at me for? He's laying on my lap again. Oh, my God. Jasper, I said I can't do this. He's going to get me completely distracted again. I'm going to forget what I'm talking about. Jasper, listen to me.
Apparently Phil scratched his stash. NGE Fangirl said he scratched his stash. That's a bingo. I apologise. I can rewind it if you want, just to make sure. Did Phil scratch his stash?
There's a couple options. All right. Goal number one is I want to find a level 5 Somber Smithing Stone. All right. If I find a level 5 Somber Smithing Stone, I can upgrade my katana. And I already found the level 6, so I can get my katana up to +6 now if I can find this item. I don't know where it is, though.
Just shut up and
that's one thing we got to figure out, okay?
Scratch
Number two, I want to get as many runes, souls, grace, whatever it's called, because I don't even remember in this game. I need to get as much of that as possible. Jasper, what is it? Jasper Kitty, what is it? What are you staring at me for? He's laying...
Maybe I didn't rewind far enough, I don't know. Like, him scratching his stash is guaranteed to happen anyway, so even if I miss it the first time, we'll definitely catch it another time. Also, his voice did crack, so we can tick voice crack. But yeah, keep an eye out for things like stash. I mean, I don't know if I missed it or I didn't go back far enough or whatever, but I don't go back too far in case I don't want to fall too far behind Phil.
On my lap again. Oh my God. Jasper, I said I can't do this. He's gonna get me completely distracted again. I'm gonna forget what I'm talking about. Jasper, listen to me. You're a very cute cat. I love you. You're like my son. You understand? But you can't get attention all the time. You can stay in the room. You can play. You can lay on the floor. But I need to do my show. This is not the Phil Pat's a Cute Cat show. This is the Level 1 podcast. You understand? Oh my goodness. He is really demanding attention today. All right, buddy. You got to get down. I'm sorry. I got to do the show. I got to get it through his head. Okay. Let's continue. Wholesome stream. Yeah, it's nice and wholesome.
Why do you think that Jasper can understand or care what you're fucking saying, Phil? What the fuck's wrong with you?
So what was I...
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Cody Taylor for a super chat. It says, the most underrated arc/moment is the moist, not that deep, because it spurned the midlife crisis / side scrolls interview 6-month-long storyline. I mean, side scrollers you think technically being incorporated into. I consider the whole Moist Critical thing. Moist Critical broke Phil massively, and it did lead to Phil agreeing to go on a side scrolls interview essentially. Is it weird that I think of it all as the same thing? You know, you've got a point with it. I mean, sometimes these things do one arc can lead into another arc and all that shit, and these can kind of be related and involved, but at the same time are different. Moist has nothing to do with side scrollers, and vice versa. It's just a funny thing, yeah. So it's a very good point. I mean, Moist got Phil to stop fucking bringing up 2 big bills for the most part. Moist broke Phil so badly. He really did. We don't get big tweets anymore, you know. We don't get any midstream big tweets, whatever. Things are going slow, you know. You fucking. There's no longer Phil. Send a tweet. Phil, send a tweet. He fucking hates it when people fucking tell him that in his fucking shit streams, man. That's it'll stop. Phil gets, you know, not even guilted, man, but he gets shamed into stopping these fucking begging antics. And Moist's crime was that he fucking watched an Aqua Teal clip, you know, and he had an opinion on Phil. And a lot of people saw his opinion and felt like, oh, the internet hates me again. Everyone's shitting on me. Why are people punching down on me? Not shit. And he just fucking couldn't handle it, man. He lost his tiny mind. And he was planning to do an interview to try and debunk all the years of hate. And then people stopped giving a shit about him. People stopped caring about him. He was not fucking. He got so boring. He got shamed into not bringing up bills as much anymore. He stopped fucking talking about it as much. He still begged profusely. Don't get me fucking wrong. He just fucking didn't give the old bills. Please help me pay my bills. Fucking, you know, shtick that he fucking had. You know, and he used on a daily fucking basis practically. So yeah, people got bored of Phil essentially. All the fucking big detractors, not even big detractors, but bigger content creators stopped talking about Phil. And Phil's like, yeah, I don't need to do an interview anymore. No interviews required. People stop talking about me. I can just get on with doing my boring ass shit and trying to fleece my whales. And then, out of the blue, really. I mean, nobody expected it. Nobody saw it coming. Side Scrollers happens. And, like, there's an agreement that he's going to be on their show. And then the detractors just fucking piled on to Craig and fucking Twitter was like, hey, ask him this, ask him that, ask him this, and without the influence of detractors, the Side Scrollers interview would not have been what it was. It was an incredible fucking interview. 5 goddamn hours of gold there. But that was certainly due to the influence of detractors out there. You know, making sure to try and get their opinions and feelings out there, and most of them also done it in a fairly respectful way. Craig could easily have just ignored everyone and just stuck to his guns and had like a normal interview, but he knew there was potential here to try and do something special, and fuck man, he and Adam fucking killed it, man. That was incredible. I mean, it's one of those things, I could easily watch that whole thing again and not get bored. It's so weird. It's, yeah, we're never going to see anything like that ever again. Not from a Phil fucking stream anyway. He's never going to go on any other, you know, anyone else's content. He's never going to trust anyone again. He's never going to believe in anyone again. He is out for himself. No one's allowed. He's going to have people on his content maybe occasionally, as if who the fuck would want to? Who the fuck would want to go on Phil's fucking channel and help his fucking channel? Who the fuck? What are you going to get from Phil out of that? He's not going to go back and fucking your content. He's not going to fucking pay back the fucking favour you would do him by going on his shitey content. Jesus, man. But, yeah, I just thought it was incredible how Phil conducted himself during that Side Scrollers thing. But Cody, you're right. I mean, it's one of those things where, was it influenced by Moist? Because it felt like Phil was avoiding the whole interview thing, and then all of a sudden, he decided to do it.
Okay, let's continue. Wholesome stream. Yeah, it's nice and wholesome. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I need to get as many levels as possible. Right now, I think I want to say I'm like level 49 intelligence, and I've gotten multiple things that will increase, make my character way powerful if I hit level 60 intelligence. Now that's a ways to go. But I found the most powerful staff in the game for Glintstone, and I found the most powerful spell, right? Which is, what was it called? The Comet Azure? I have that. So now I need to hit 60. And once I hit 60, it's like, now we're going to be like ultra magic user.
That's a good point, Cody Taylor. Cody just said as well there, because of what Moist said, and I'm not sure, yeah, Moist had an opinion about the setup as well. So that resulted on like the ring light getting purchased, and Dutch Powers giving him the fucking LED lights and all that shit, and him given a new camera to use as well. So yeah, Moist certainly broke Phil mentally a bit as well, or emotionally, whatever you fucking call it. Phil upgraded his content. No, Phil essentially was guilt. No, Phil's been given. There's no exaggeration to say that Phil has been given hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. He has been gifted this by his audience, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not thousands, not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars Phil very rarely reinvests that support into fucking upgrading his business. Most of the upgrade you see on Phil's stream is not a due to result of him fucking taking the money that is given to him and investing it himself. It is usually someone forcibly giving him the actual product to use to actually try and improve his shit. The webcam, the capture card, the fucking Xbox console, the LED lights, the laptop he uses to monitor stream chat. It is incredible that he's never really wanted to try and reinvest that kind of support and try and make himself better, improve his content, his product, his livelihood. Barrett Wells says, isn't it for you guys, that he's made about $3 million overall in his online career? Phil was making the most money back in 2011, 2012. Phil's probably making about 100, in my opinion, Phil was making about 175k a year, maybe, between that and 200k. Maybe even more than that, actually. I think I tried to calculate what Phil made before in the past. I done a video about it based on Phil's own words, because Phil didn't actually give a figure, but he did say things like, I'm making X percent of what I used to make from back in the day. And he had a few different fucking versions.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Prophet for a super chat. He says, the new camera, capture card and lights have not improved anything. It actually looks worse and performs worse overall. It certainly makes Phil kind of look worse overall in terms of just seeing the snort sacks in like higher definition or higher quality or more colour or whatever you want to fucking call it. The snort sacks were not as prominent before as they are now. It's just incredible. These fucking gifts to Phil to try and upgrade his content, not shit. It just made him look worse. We see how more yellow his teeth are. We see how much more his face is sunken in and all that shit, you know what I mean? And how pale he is, not shit, you know what I mean? And the fucking everything else, man. Now, give me a second here, because if we're talking about Phil's finances, I did make a video a long time ago, and I made a special thing for it as well. Hold on. Let me see if I can find my old shit. I don't know how well the video was done, but I made it fucking a long time ago. Hold on, search across your channel. When is this shit? Oh, here we go. I found the video. I made it on the 8th of January 2022. Hey guys, King Jad here. Shut up, me. Right. So, Phil, so this is like a 9-minute long video. Look, let's play me in fast speed. Let's see how much this will break things. Welcome to another DSP video I wanted to make, covering what I feel like something that's... Shut up, me, I'm so annoying. Right, so, oh god, this is an old super crazy video, fuck me. Fundraiser for taxes or scam wedding, you decide. And Phil said a whole bunch of strange things about his income at that time.
Upload, so it's going to be good footage for YouTube. I don't know if it's going to translate into any views or whatever, or any ad revenue, but what I would say is if you are watching this video or any of the videos from today's marathon on YouTube, please also consider contributing, because ad revenue doesn't cut it anymore. Like, no lie, ad revenue is so bad on YouTube that some months, I'm now making on YouTube probably 1/7 or 1/8 what I used to.
So Phil has said that from back in, he made this comment, obviously, I can't mind when, like fucking 2000, like fucking 19 or 18 or something, I don't know, but he was talking about how much he used to make, and he used these fucking kind of like, fractions to fucking say, oh, I'm making so much less compared to back in the day. But because the bank leaks came out, we were able to fucking ascertain some of Phil's income. So I made a special spreadsheet, which I think I have included on this at some point. Yeah, here we go. If Phil actually made 1/7 of what he used to fucking make, and his average on YouTube per month was 1,000, in 2020 to 2021, Phil's YouTube average was $1,743.99. If that's a 7th of his income, he was actually making 12 grand a month on YouTube. If it was an 8th of his income, that was almost 14 grand. And if it was a 9th of his income, that was almost, 16 grand per month. Because Phil has at times talked about making 1/7, 1/8, 1/9 of what his income used to be. So, yeah. I calculated this fucking like a wee while ago, as I said, you know what I mean? Based on Phil's words.
Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah, money, money.
Thank you very much to Auto Insane for the super chat. It says, imagine having made $3 million in 15 years and currently owing $470,000 on an apartment you bought for $260k. Then he has the cheek to offer companies his advice. It's an excellent fucking point. It really fucking is. So if Phil was making at his height of popularity about between 150 to 180k per year, and he's been making content, especially if height of his popularity was 2012, essentially 2011, 2012. I don't know. I think it may be closer to say 2 million. Between 2 and 3 million anyway is a fair estimate in my opinion, but at least $2 million Phil has made in his 15 years of creating content on YouTube, in my opinion. But it's probably not far away from free, I'd imagine. But anyway, let's get on with the bingo. And he has nothing left, exactly.
And I found the most powerful spell, right? Which is, what was it called? The Comet Azure or Azure? I have that. So now I need to hit 60. And once I hit 60, it's like now we're going to be like ultra magic user for the rest of the game, which is the goal, obviously, right? So we need to do that, but it's going to take a bit of grinding, essentially. So that's my goal today, is maybe by going around kind of eastward from Mount Gelmir and into the capital city.
I am bored of Phil and saying boring things. I'm going to go 1.5 speed now. Go, Phil.
Maybe we can explore and fight some enemies and do some optional bosses and get those levels. Now, also, we might do Volcano Manor. Like, Volcano Manor can be done at any time, right? And I think I'm probably around a level that I could probably do it, no? The question is, you know, how hard would the end be? Because remember, guess what? What are you doing? Now he's attacking one of my wires. My concern is if I get to Reichert, who's the boss of the Volcano Manor, right? I might get screwed because I have no health. I'm a glass cannon in this build. I have like no health. So, and a lot of things are one-shotting me. So my concern is I get there, and you know, remember the Reichert fight is a gimmick fight. You use the staff to shoot lasers at him to kill him or whatever, which is all well and good. But I am nervous that I'll get to him and literally won't be able to beat him because he's gonna just one-shot me. You see? And I am nervous about getting one-shotted because I don't have vigor. And that's why I was thinking maybe I should, instead of doing that, go to the capital and explore around the capital. And all.
I saw that. He scratched his stash. We have a scratch stash, a genuine one, and that is going to be our first bingo of the game.
All the optional stuff around the capital and do that first might be a better idea. I'm not sure. So, you know, we have ideas thinking about it, what we should do today, but I think we're going to definitely try to get this Somber Smithing Stone and level up my Katana more and then do more stuff around the capital area to level up. That's kind of my goal for today. Now, people are like, what about Radahn? What about Radahn? Listen, I'm ready to fight Radahn, but again, this build, until I get to the optimal build, which would be Intelligence 60, so I can use the best staff, the best spell, I feel like I'm kind of screwing myself over. Because, you know, how am I going to fight Radahn? Again, I can only take like one hit. So I need to have something that's going to be the same to him. You know what I'm saying? I think I have to be like, focus on doing maximum damage outputs. When I fight Radahn, I blow him away with 1 or 2 hits, rather than go there and now I'm hitting him for tiny little chunks of damage and I can't dodge anything. He's going to kick my ass. You know what I mean? So there you go. Let's see what happens today. Let's explore. Let's do more. All right, and go from there. Then tonight on the late stream, which we determined yesterday, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it'll be the continuation of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And yes, tonight we are absolutely positively starting Shivering Isles. I've decided Shivering Isles will be what we will do tonight. Forget the main story. I actually want to start the DLC and get that going because you guys have convinced me that Shivering Isles is such a good DLC and you want me to do it. So we're going to do that starting tonight. Okay. So I hope that you'll join me for that tonight if you're interested in the Shivering Isles DLC. I don't know anything about it, but you guys told me, oh, it's like the best DLCs Bethesda's ever done. So I'm down for that starting tonight. Please join me if you can, okay? Then I'm off from streaming tomorrow, as I've explained. When I come back on Thursday, the first stream will be the Street Fighter 6 World Tour single player beta. So if you're not aware, Street Fighter 6 had a beta, but only on PS4 and PS5 last week. It's not beta, it's a demo, excuse me. But yeah, it launched last week, right after that digital event that we did on Thursday. But it hasn't been anywhere else. So tomorrow, it launches on PC and Xbox. So we will be doing that on Thursday. I'll be checking it out on Xbox Series X. And I'm going to work hard to create my character. You know, when I created my character in the beta, I messed around. I purposefully made a hideous character that didn't look like me because I just wanted to get into the online gameplay. Like, I don't care about this right now. You know, now I do care because there is no online gameplay. There's no rush. So we can take our time. Even if it takes like an hour, make this character, try to make the character look good because this is going to be my avatar that I'm actually going to be using.
Hold on. An hour. One whole goddamn fucking hour of Phil fucking tweaking some sort of fucking digital character until it's got every single fucking accurate snort sack, every single fucking accurate blemish, every single fucking accurate lopsided hairdo. No, he's not going to make it as accurate as possible. He's going to fucking make it as unlike himself as possible in the most flattering possible fucking way. He's going to make himself all buff as shit and thinking, yeah, it's just like me. Fuck off, Phil. You got noodle arms, for fuck's sake.
Not only in the single-player campaign of the real game when it comes out in June, but also in the Battle Hub for as long as I play this game online. This is the character that's going to be running around the Battle Hub. So I want to try to make, you know, a decent character, if I can. Even if it looks funny, at least I want to put time into it, all right? So that's going to be number one, and then when we're done making a character, we're going to play the content. For what I'm to understand, there's roughly around an hour of content. If you repeatedly do it to grind a little bit, there is more than that, but essentially it's about an hour demo. So I'm thinking, spend about half an hour to an hour making my character, and then maybe about an hour playing the demo, then we'll see what it is. Now, there's likely going to be some extra time at the end, and if that's the case, that's fine. Then we could probably just do some Q&A or just chill, have a little bit of interaction, rather than be worried too much about time constraints. I'm going to do it as the main stream, even if there's not as much content. I still think it makes sense. Some people have been asking me to test performance on the Xbox Series X, because I guess some people played it on PS5 and PS4, and they found some performance issues. They were saying it would dip to 30 frames at some point. So I'm curious, how will it perform on the Series X? Will it perform any better or worse? I guess we're going to find out. No one knows yet because it hasn't been out on there yet, right? So that's going to be the main stream on Thursday, and then Thursday night will be more Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster for you guys. We played it last night, had a great time with it. I love this game. I'm having a great time with Final Fantasy V. I hope you guys will join me for more of that on Thursday. Then on Friday, it is the premiere of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, brand new release, the sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order from a few years ago. Excited to play it. I'm going to be playing it all day long on the first and second streams that day for maximum coverage of the hot new release. Then on Saturday, it's DSP versus the Internet, my weekly Clips React show over on DSP Reacts, my sister channel. So we'll do that live on the first stream, and then the late stream will be more Star Wars Jedi Survivor here on DSP Gaming. Sunday, April 30th, the last day of the month, is a special event. It is my long-form React event of the month, and this month we are reacting to the Internet Historian YouTube channel, per your requests and per your suggestions. What we will do is that day on the Level 1 podcast, there will be a poll. You guys will vote on which of 5 Internet Historian videos I should react to first. Will it be The Fall of 76, The Engoodening of No Man's Sky, The Cost of Concordia, The Firefest Disaster, which I forgot the name of the video, and then that place between Area 50 and Area 52, which is the Area 51 video. So those are the 5 you guys seem to be interested in the most. We'll have a poll, and you'll vote for the first one. I'll react to it for as long as it takes. During that day, there will be a live meal that I'm going to have. I had a discussion with my wife, and it sounds like we're going to be ordering some Indian food that day, which I'm excited for. I haven't had Indian food in many months, so it'll be cool to have Indian food live on the stream with all of you as a meal, feasting with Phil. All right? And then, when we react to the first video and that's done, we'll react to another one. We'll have another poll. So, essentially, there should be time for at least 2, if not more, videos, because the Internet Historian videos are anywhere from 25 to 50-some minutes long. They kind of vary in length. And, of course, as you guys know, with these long-form reacts, I tend to pause and talk a lot. So, we'll see, exactly how long it takes for me to react to something that's not YouTuber drama. Because remember, all my long-form reacts have typically been YouTuber drama, whether it's my Down the Rabbit Hole, Wings' Down the Rabbit Hole, the John Rambo and Howard video, the Pro Jared documentary, the second Wings documentary, right? That's the kind of stuff I've been covering. And now we're going to do something completely different. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I hope it does well. Do you want to know why? Because I don't want to just do YouTuber drama shit all the time. I like doing it. It's fun to do it, but it gets tiring. And I'd much rather do a variety of stuff. Hey, you want me to do one of those kind of documentaries? I'll do one every 2-3 months. But I don't want to do that all the time. It gets old. It gets stale.
I'm going to call it now. It's not going to be that fucking popular. It's going to fucking fall on its face. But if you might get some good support during the fucking stream, because the Dentheads have been Dentheads. But on demand, no one's going to give a shit, Phil.
Actually, I'll be honest, after the Wings one last month, I was exhausted. I was like, I don't want to do another one right now. I want to do something completely different. So I'm glad we're doing something completely different this month, okay? So I really do hope that this long-form React event does well, and you guys enjoy it, and will show up and engage in support, because I want to do different kinds of React content, not just the same shit constantly, okay? So that's Sunday. Now, I'll still have 2 more streaming days, likely Monday.
So, the man who's been fucking playing the same game 3 days in a row does not want to fucking do the same shit constantly. Okay, Phil? That seems a bit contradictory, but whatever.
Monday, we'll do more Star Wars Jedi Survivor and pair that with Oblivion. Tuesday, I'll probably leave it up in the air. If you want more Star Wars, we'll do it again. Or we can break it up and do a day of Elden Ring. You see? So there you go. Maybe we'll do Elden Ring as the mainstream on Tuesday, so we finally get some Elden Ring next week. And then maybe we'll do like Final Fantasy V Tuesday night. We'll see. But you might say, well, Phil, is that why you played Elden Ring so much this week? Yeah, because I knew next week we're not going to have a chance. It's between Star Wars and, the React stuff, the special React stuff going on. I knew that we were going to have very, very, very little time to really do anything else. So that's why I played a ton of Elden Ring this week. Now, the week after, we'll probably get Elden Ring back into the mix for better variety, okay? Good stuff. Okay, now, another thing is, yesterday we talked at length about what we should do for a special event coming up in May. As I told you guys, I want to do a special event here on DSP Gaming, essentially every month and a half. The last 1 week, well, 2 times ago, we did a Super Bowl event, and that was in early February, and that went really well. Then we did a birthday bash celebration earlier this month, and that did really well. So I said, why not do another variety event? It's not just gameplay or whatever, but let's do a variety show. So we started talking about that. Excuse me. Whew. We started talking about that yesterday and brainstorming. And I started thinking about, what could we do that would be a hybrid of maybe ideas in the past, and then also something that would be very timely. Well, what's going on very shortly that's very hype? Well, on June 2nd, we have the release of Street Fighter 6. Everyone's hyped for it, including me. I'm excited now. Looks like the offline gameplay is going to be just as good as the online gameplay, that this game's going to have a significant amount of content to talk about and enjoy, and I'm very pumped for it, right? So, why not do something to hype up and build up the release of Street Fighter 6? So we talked about, I'm like, wow, let's do a Street Fighter hype day. Now, we have to think of a name. let's try to brainstorm a name together, okay? But for now, here's the idea. A marathon day where, number one, I'm going to do challenge runs in classic Street Fighter games. I have the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, which includes all versions of Street Fighter 2, all versions of Street Fighter 3, and all versions of Street Fighter Alpha. You guys will challenge me to play those games on the highest difficulty level. You'll get to choose the character that I play with as I try to beat the CPU on the hardest difficulty, all right? Which, by the way, is very difficult. Those games cheat like crazy, all right? They literally will read your inputs and counter hit you with moves. They'll do double, triple damage. They'll walk forward without charging and do a standing flash kick. That's how hard those games are, all right? So I think that could be a neat thing to do. Then, not only that, but we're going to do some tier maker events. You know, you guys like the tier maker I did last week, so we're going to do special fighting game themed tier makers. Perhaps what we'll do is we will rank fighting game franchises. Maybe we'll actually rank individual Street Fighter characters, right? We'll see what's available in tier maker, and we're going to do a couple tier maker live rankings, all right? Now, in addition to that, and this was a eureka moment I had yesterday, I was donated to me, was a Street Fighter cookbook, which is a book of various kinds of finger foods, drinks, snacks, and things that are related to the Street Fighter character cast, all right? My wife has wanted to make stuff out of that cookbook, but we didn't really have a reason to or an opportunity. Well, what if she makes a bunch of things out of that cookbook, and over the course of the day, I eat them live and taste test them on stream for you guys? How cool is that? I can read the recipes and the stories of the items right out of the cookbook, and then we can test it live. She's already looked last night, and she looked through the cookbook, and she found at least 8 recipes she's interested in doing. Now, obviously, she's not going to do 8 recipes for that day. We're going to probably narrow it down to, like, 3, okay? But still, how cool would that be that every once in a while, I go get a snack or a drink or something she made out of the cookbook, and we try it live, and I read you the story, and then we see if it's any good. Some of them might be great, and some of them might be absolutely terrible. What it is the cookbook.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Barrett Wilson. Super chat. It says game characters don't cheat; they exist within the laws of the game, Phil. But you say that, but isn't there like evidence that I'm trying to think of some? It's a random thing I seen a while ago, but it's something about how I think it's some old NBA game where they found that the coding in the game made it really impossible for you to win in some sort of special stipulation. It's some sort of strange thing had to happen. I don't know. I don't know why. I think it's something like one of these ancient fucking games that you could turn arcade mode on and off, and that was NBA Jam. Yeah, NBA Jam. I kind of had that shit. That had some sort of strange fucking thing where it's like it fucking cheated you out of fucking winning sometimes. Personally, this is a random old feeling from me. This is like I used to play FIFA back in the day, like fucking a decade ago. I don't anymore because fuck EA Sports. But I genuinely believe the game sometimes forced you not to fucking score. Like you should have scored sometimes, and the game forced you to somehow not score. Like it rolled a fucking dice and said, okay, this person should be scoring, and it's impossible to miss, but we're going to make this more a fucking miss. And that was on online games against other fucking people. And it's like, why the fuck is this happening? It's like, so there's so many times that fucking happened to me playing that shit, you know. Fuck me, man. Auto Insane says it's a YouTube series called Behind the Code, if I remember. So you could be right, you could be right. But I remember watching this a while ago where NBA Jam was discussing about these kind of strange wee things where, you know, the game will sometimes fucking tweak circumstances in its own favour to spite you. not just to fucking piss you off, but it's just probably just to make... If a game is on arcade mode, obviously, then the premise of that is to try and keep you pumping in quarters. Because it's an arcade mode. And obviously people want to have the game be hard. So you keep putting more money in, so you keep playing.
Cookbook, and we try it live, and I read you the story, and then we see if it's any good. Some of them might be great, and some of them might be absolutely terrible. What it is the cookbook takes the culture and or nationality of the fighter and makes food from that region. So for example, Juri has Korean food. You know, Ryu has Japanese food. Guile has American style food, you see?
Did he just say example?
Takes the culture and or nationality of the fighter and makes food from that region. So for example, Juri...
Yeah, he said example. He said example. Hold on. There we go. Doing quite well. Can I give him a cent here? 2 seconds. Cool, sorry. I just had to check something in Discord, sorry. Okay. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're 8 away from a full house. 8 away from a full house. Now Phil, give us these examples again.
The culture and or nationality of the fighter and makes food from that region. So for example, Juri has Korean food. You know, Ryu has Japanese food. Guile has American style food, you see? That's the cool thing about it, you know. Maybe do some regional cuisines and try them live and see if they're any good. So That's a pretty cool event, no? Gameplay, challenging gameplay with you guys contributing to it and controlling it by voting on the characters and the games. 2 fun tier makers, and trying out, you know, some cool foods and things from the Street Fighter cookbook. And likely I'll also do a full meal that day too that I'll order out for. So, pretty cool way to hype up Street Fighter 6. No, and hold it. Oh, by the way, yes, I may be dressing up for the occasion. What I really need to do is look into it. I gotta see what I can do. All right, so.
Okay, first of all, that's a bingo, because he said, by the way. Also had another snort, but there you go. So, by the way, was said, we have another bingo. We are 7 away from a full house.
This should be a very interesting event. Now, when is it? I haven't locked in the date yet, but essentially it's going to be a Sunday, and it's going to be around the middle to late May. All right. So if you take a look at the calendar, just as a heads up, and this is not locked in stone, you know, probably maybe like May 21st, just saying, probably something like that. And that way we have about less than 2 weeks till the release of Street Fighter 6. Is a great way to hype up the game, right? There you go. So that's just a guess. I'm not saying it's going to be May 21st. It could be May 28th. It could be the week before, but just saying probably around that time would be around the time it would make a lot of sense, right? No, JDTV is going to be on a Sunday because Saturdays is DSP versus the internet. You see? Okay, so pretty exciting. That's coming up. Let's talk a little bit more about it as we get closer to it. I'll let you know what my wife is working on because I'm sure you guys may be asking, oh, well, what recipes is she interested in? Maybe we'll go through some of those and maybe pick some out together. So, should be fun. Should be absolutely fun. Hope that you guys will join me for it and more data on that coming soon. All right. That's about it schedule-wise. It's a very exciting, you know, schedule coming up with new releases and React events and, you know, everything coming up. I'm excited, so I hope that you guys are down for that. All right. Let's talk a little bit about game news. All right. We have a couple of things to talk about today. So 2 news stories to discuss today. All right. The first news story I would like to discuss is about Dead Island 2, because here's a hilarious thing that I'd like to talk about. All right. So as you all know, Dead Island 2 came out on Friday. Dead Island 2 is literally exactly the game I thought it was going to be. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're looking for a co-op zombie killing game where it's focused solely on co-op zombie killing, then it's a great game. Go play it and enjoy it. But the reviews have basically said exactly what I believe. It's about a 6 or 7 out of 10. There's nothing special about it. The story is not very good. It's a bunch of stupid humor, and you really need to be able to stomach stupid humor to really like the game. Very repetitive, very gory, but nothing too special about it. All right? So I skipped it. And a lot of people have been giving me shit about skipping it. And I'm like, guys, you gotta understand. This is the kind of game that if we were looking for a late night downtime stream, if we were in the middle of the summer, and there was nothing going on, no new releases, and nothing scheduled, and we were looking to kill time, this is the kind of game you would want to do. But for the kind of schedule I'm looking at right now, I'm already in the midst of an Elden Ring playthrough. We've got a brand new Jedi game coming out. We've got React events coming up. We got new releases coming out literally 1 a week coming up. Okay? This doesn't really fit into my schedule. It's a throwaway game that you play it, you might enjoy it, but you're not going to remember it. It's not meant to be a memorable game. It's literally just meant to be kind of a mindless combat loop game, which is fine. There's a place in gaming for that, but understand that's not going to be a Game of the Year contender or a memorable experience. It's just something to do for silly fun. I'm not necessarily looking for something like that right now. I have enough chill streams going for me between Oblivion, Final Fantasy V. We're good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for that, okay? So what's funny is I skipped it. I'm not talking about it. You guys bring it up, and I'm like, I'm not talking about it, you know? But now people are giving me shit for skipping it. Like, you know, people give me shit for skipping every game now.
It's almost as if your fucking audience are actually fucking happy to see you try and play this fucking game, Phil. Imagine your audience is non-stop telling you, please play this game. We want to see you play this game, Phil. Please, we want to see this. Please play this. If you won't shove about it. It's almost as if there's a hunger and demand for it from your audience, which you're ignoring. And instead you're playing Final Fantasy, which is only getting you $7 on these night streams. Dumbass.
So there's not much I can do about that. But what's funny is I started seeing comments pop up on my videos, on podcasts and stuff that say, oh, well, aren't you aware the game sold 1 million copies in the first 3 days and this and that and this and that, right? And I just shake my head and I groan and I go like this. I'm like, my God, people just don't get it. So now I have to like talk about it today, which is fine. But now I have to kind of like, I'm sorry, but I kind of have to like put everything into perspective, which some people don't like to do. People just like to read a number and think it means anything. It's completely meaningless until you put it into reference or perspective. That's the problem. That's what people don't like to do. What does that piece of data mean in reference to reality, as opposed to just saying a piece of data? Because if you just say, Dead Island 2 sold 1 million copies in 3 days, that sounds like a lot, doesn't it? That sounds like it means something. In perspective of things, that's great, right? Right? Okay, fair enough. Now let's actually talk about reality, all right? Did Dead Island 3 sell 1 million copies? Excuse me, Dead Island 2, did it sell 1 million copies in 3 days? It did. Okay? However, what I'd like to do is actually read even more information. You ready? I'm actually going to read you even more information. Ready for this? The retail version of the game debuted at number 2 on the UK box chart. It had a strong launch on Steam with an all-time player peak count being nearly 4 times more than the first game, 24 hours after the game's release. The physical version of the game was also the 4th best-selling video game in the US for that week. The game attracted 3 million players during its first week of release. So, you heard what I just said, right? But guess what? What I just read had nothing to do with Dead Island 2. What I just read for you was the sales numbers and information about Dying Light 2.
The game that I've been equating to this for a year. You understand? I just read to you all the information about Dying Light 2, okay? Dying Light 2, listen to this, sold 3 million copies during its first week. 3 times more than what Dead Island 2 has sold, okay? Now, how many of us remember Dying Light 2 and say, wow, what a great game, amazing experience, Game of the Year contender, really?
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Barrett. We also super chat. It says, some people just look at numbers. So here are some numbers. Yeah, it's fucking baffling to me, it really is. Phil has this fucking absolute fucking hard on for always seeming. He always wants to come across as being always right 100% of the time toward his audience. Phil's never wrong. Phil's not allowed to be wrong. If Phil's ever wrong, it's not his fault. It's your guys' fault. It's the audience's fault. It's Cat's fault. It's Jasper's fault. It's his parents' fault. It's his aunt's fault. It's the government's fault. It's his best friend's fault. Never is it going to be Phil Burnell's fault. That is not allowed in video game land that Phil lives in. He also has to be right. Everyone else has to be wrong. What are we just saying? Why is he smug about this again? I'm fucking confused. You and me fucking both. He's absolutely doing his fucking best to try and defend why he chose not to fucking play this fucking game. This brand new game that people are excited about, that his audience are fucking asking for in droves, non-stop. He is refusing to play it because he doesn't think he's going to fucking make enough money playing it. Meanwhile, he is fucking making hee-haw playing Final Fantasy. He is making absolute fuck all playing Final Fantasy. $7 on last night's stream. Could have been playing this brand new game which people are genuinely interested in. No. Chooses not to. And this is what he gets for it. And he wonders why tips are fucking so this week. I wonder why, Phil. Big hype new game. Your audience are really interested in it. People are really curious to see you play it. You're choosing not to play it, and then you wonder why you barely get any fucking tips this week, compared to previous weeks. Gee, Phil, I wonder why.
Wow, what a great game, amazing experience, Game of the Year contender, really? You see? And this is the point I'm making, is people love to take a number and throw it out there like it means something. It means nothing. Dead Island 2 has not sold nearly as many copies as Dying Light 2 did, nor is it getting as good of a reception, yet people are acting like it's some amazing game that I'm missing. It's not. It's not at all, okay? Here's the truth. Dying Light 2 had a ton of sales. It did. It actually was a huge sales success because nothing else was going on. There had actually been a gaming drought. Dying Light 2 was the beginning of the end of that drought, but then immediately following the release of...
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Logan K for Super Chat. Says, Phil's logic. A game from 8 years ago sold better than a game that came out last week. Therefore, I want to play it. That is why he's on level 1. Excellent fucking point, Logan. Excellent point. Because Phil didn't like the first that one game, he thinks the same thing is going to apply to this game. He's dismissing a game as being good before he's even touched it, before he's even given it a chance. And this makes him a big, massive fucking hypocrite. If Phil would have just come out and said, I don't think this game is going to do well for me in terms of financial support, I would have a bit more respect for him. Just a little tiny bit more. But Phil does not want to say that because he's afraid of how it's going to make him look. So he's trying his best to fucking shit over the game instead and say it's a bad game despite not even fucking playing it. There's clearly demand, there's clearly an interest from his audience, and he is actively choosing to ignore them for his own selfish pride. And then he's only got $600 in tips so far this fucking week. Phil, you're wondering why your tip support has gone down so much? Well, maybe it's because you ignored an interesting new game that people are hyped to see you play, and you chose not to, because your fucking pride got in the way.
Going on. There had actually been a gaming drought. Dying Light 2 was the beginning of the end of that drought, but then immediately following the release of Dying Light 2 was Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring, and a bunch of other games. So as soon as other games started coming out, people acted like Dying Light 2 never existed. Most people who bought the game never completed it, including me. They just dropped it and never went back to it because it was a far inferior game to everything else that was out there. But everyone ran to buy Dying Light 2 because it was the end of that drought. That's literally exactly the situation that we are in right now with Dead Island 2. We have had a drought of games. Besides Dead Space Remake, Hogwarts Legacy, and Resident Evil 4 Remake, what other notable games have come out in 2023? And we're at the end of April. It's been dead this year. So people who are desperately looking for a new game, an action game, a game to team up with people, right? This is the game. Is it a good game? No, not really. But it's still a game that's playable, it's functional, and people just want something to play for a bit until something better comes out. So that's why the game sold 1 million copies in 3 days, but it doesn't mean the game's going to have legs, nor does it mean most people are either going to beat it or even remember it after this week passes. What's going to end up happening is you're going to have Jedi Survivor, Redfall, Zelda within a 2 to 3 week period, and no one's going to remember that Dead Island 2 ever existed. But this is the people buy hype. I don't know why. Maybe because I've been doing this thing as a content creator for 15 years, I don't buy into hype anymore. I just don't. Give me a reason to be hyped over Dead Island 2. I looked into the game. I watched gameplay of it. I did research. It's not an interesting game unless you're looking for a game to grind with friends and kill and chill. You know what I'm saying? It's a kill.
That's the whole reason right there. Phil doesn't want to play it because he hasn't got anyone to play with. Poor little Philip has no friends to play this new game with, so he's just saying it's a bad game. He's just saying it's a shit game because he has no friends. You done it to yourself, you fucking toxic dick.
Kill and chill game. That's literally what it is. There's no substance to it. But you guys are telling me like it's such an amazing game. It's not. Where are you even getting this from? You're just bored with the current concept of the games out there because there's nothing new and you want something to do. And the moment something better comes out, it'll be dropped and forgotten. Just like Dying Light 2. And Dying Light 2 sold 3 times more than Dead Island 2 did. These games do fill a gap, don't get me wrong. And let me tell you, this was genius level release timing. Are you aware Dead Island 2 was supposed to release in 2-3 weeks? Why do you think they bumped the release date up 2-3 weeks? Because they knew if they released it after Jedi, after Redfall, during the time period of Zelda, no one was going to buy it or play it. They absolutely knew that. This was genius marketing. Knock it back 3 weeks before everything else comes out, and that will sell copies, which they have. But no one's going to care about this game in a week. No one's going to care about this game in a few days. You see? And again, I'm not trying to hate on the game. There's a place in the game industry for a game like this, for sure. But stop trying to convince people of something that's not true. The game is not a ginormous seller. It's not. It's Dying Light 2 sold 3 times as more a year ago. The game has not done anything groundbreaking. The game is not revolutionary, and it's not even that good of a game. It's okay if you like a grindy style game with friends, but stop trying to convince people otherwise. It ain't gonna work. All right? Especially me, like, telling me I should have played it. What a waste of time it would have been. I would have probably played it 2 sessions and been like, well, I have no time now to play it anymore. You know? Okay, so anyway, Dying Light, I'm saying Dying Light 2 because I equate the two. Dead Island 2, enjoy it if you are. I hope you're liking it if you bought it. Play it with friends, have a good time, but definitely not in the cards for me. It doesn't really even make sense for me to be considering playing it, considering my schedule and everything right now. Okay?
Dumbass. Let me check Twitch. Let me go on Twitch and check how well it's doing on there now. Give me a second here. Gonna need to pause this before someone talks. Shut the fuck up, whoever you are. Dead Island 2. I'll go full screen for you guys. Now, what the fucking game? So right now there are 21.5k viewers for Dead Island 2. It has 26.3k followers. So there we go. Let's compare that with Elden Ring, shall we? And there we go, 9.4k viewers. Not bad numbers to be fair for a game that's a year old, but it is not the popular game on Twitch right now. Simple as that. Also, let's have a quick look here. Charity request runs and all that shit, you know what I mean? People playing this game for some decent wee reasons and all that shit, you know what I mean? Some people are doing some like Elden Ring no hit, you know? A naked magic run, what shit, you know what I mean? What else is a first Souls game, you know? I don't know, like speed run. Some people are speedrun that shit and some people as a very first playthrough and all that shit. But what's Phil? What's Phil offering it so fucking special and different compared to these guys? Like fuck all. Like, you know, he's going to use magic this time. He wants to become super overpowered so he can fucking zap people from far away and just one hit kill them. He wants to bore people to fucking death by being so over fucking powered it's not even a fucking challenge for him anymore. Like, wow, you're really going to fucking bring the butts to seats with that shit, Phil. You're barely getting $100 for these fucking playthroughs. Emo doesn't seem to care about you playing Elden Ring anymore. He's gone, buddy. Well, for now.
Okay. The other news story I have for you is a follow-up to a story I've already been talking about. There is currently a lot of controversy in the competitive Street Fighter community. Not so much in the casual community. The casual community saw the big event this week, like we all did. Remember, I live reacted to it.
This must be where he fucking calls people horrible things. Okay. I was warned earlier on by, I can't even mind who it was in chat. I think it's, shit, who was it fucking warned me earlier on? It's somebody whose name I can't remember because her name's quite long. Shit. But yeah, somebody said in chat earlier on that Phil gets quite toxic and aggressive towards PC Street Fighter players.
about the offline content of Street Fighter 6. Everyone's like, wow, this is great. The game looks like it's gonna.
Oh, I did nothing wrong. 1651 is what it told me. I knew. I was saying, your name's so long, you think I should remember it, but I forgot it.
Have tons of value. This is excellent, and everyone's hyped in that regard. But the competitive community is actually kind of up in arms and arguing with each other about something. And the item of contention is the fact that there was a crack for the Street Fighter 6 beta that tons of competitive players have been essentially illegally playing on PC ever since that last beta came out in December. This is the reason why Capcom has not done another beta. The rumor has it, Capcom was planning on doing third and fourth betas for the game and canceled plans when someone cracked the beta on PC and disseminated it around the internet. And there's been, no exaggeration, apparently thousands of players, competitive players, who've been playing this game nonstop and are now have an unfair advantage in the competitive playing field. Allow me to explain what I mean, because you might be confused. So, Street Fighter 6 is not out yet. It comes out on June 2nd, and it comes out for PC, Xbox consoles, and PlayStation consoles, okay? Good news is there's crossover between all of those. No matter what format you buy, you'll be able to play people on all the other formats, all right? They did a series of closed betas, one in October and one in December, where you had to register online, and it was just a lottery, luck of the draw, all right? And if you won the lottery, you got a code, and you could play the beta. The betas only lasted 3 days each. They were Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 days for you to essentially play these games online with a limited player base and a limited character selection. The characters were Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, Juri, let me see here, Luke, Jamie, Guile, and I'm forgetting one character, okay? There were 8 characters. Sorry, I forgot one of the characters. I can't remember off the top of my head. So there were 8 playable characters in this beta, okay? Now, all it was online play. There was nothing else. Kimberly, that's right, the new character Kimberly. Thank you, Big Papa Phil. There was just those 8 characters. That was it. There was no offline mode. You couldn't play it offline. You had to be online waiting for matches to play it. A lot of people even had issue with that. They're like, man, I just want to sit in training mode to practice. The game wouldn't even let you do that. You had to be online to do it, and people could always challenge you when you were in training mode, so you didn't have unlimited time to sit there and practice. And again, the game these betas only lasted 3 days. So you had 3 limited days to play them. You're done. Completely shut down. Can't play it anymore. All right? So you might think, well, that's interesting. Well, why was it a closed beta? Because it literally was a beta. They weren't trying to do open server testing. They just were trying to see how the game would perform online, what people's initial reactions were to the gameplay, etc., which is what the purpose of it was. It was never meant to be a widespread thing, and it also wasn't meant to be something that people could micro-analyze and know exactly the ins and outs of the game. It was meant to be your first initial taste of the gameplay where you can learn basics and maybe some advanced strategies, but not, oh, we've mastered these 8 characters now, and dominated the game and we're ready to play in tournaments. That wasn't supposed to be the point of the betas, you understand? If that were the point, then they would have had an offline training mode where you could have played it infinitely without having people interrupt you with matches. They would have let you play it past the 3 beta days, but that wasn't what they were going for. It was just a test and a taste, okay? So you might say, well, that's not fair. If people got to play in the 2 betas, they got experience more than most people. True, but at the same time, it's 6 days of experience if you played nonstop, and the last beta was December. They've probably tweaked the game and improved it and changed things since then, so it doesn't really affect things that much, right? It's a very limited experience, not a giant advantage. Maybe a little advantage, but not a giant one, all right?
But the same holds true to people that have cracked the code for that same game, Phil. The things that are in that fucking older version and a fucking cracked code version is not necessarily going to fucking stay true to what's happened in the final release. So it's not a huge advantage, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Also, you're claiming there's thousands of competitive Street Fighter players doing this shit. Name one, Phil.
Now, even with those betas, there was corruption. What do you mean by that? Well, it was supposed to be randomly selected players who got it, but somehow all the notable top players of competitive Street Fighter had it. How? Because people kept giving it to them, or they were buying it from people, which was against the terms of service. No, if you got a code and you gave it away, that wasn't allowed. You were never supposed to be able to do that. It was supposed to be only for you, and if you're not going to use it, you discard the code. It said it right in the terms of service. But people gave that advantage to the top players regardless, because they're, I hate to say it, they're ass-kissing ball suckers. It's always been like this in the competitive Street Fighter community. You know a notable player? Well, we're going to suck their balls. So be sure to give them every advantage and give them every piece of opportunity so that they can do well. So because they're a pseudo-celebrity, give them everything. So let's go ahead and send them the code even though they didn't earn it and get it like the lottery like everybody else.
Holy fucking shit, Phil. Be more angry at the fucking, your fucking former, these fucking, Jesus Christ, man, I was going to say his peers, but, yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Phil. What the fuck's wrong with you, Phil? What in the fuck is wrong with you, Phil?
Money, yeah. Money. Oh, money, yeah. Money.
Thank you very much to Barrett Wells for Super Chat. It says, Phil got his beta key from a dent. Is that true? I thought, no, Phil was involved in a lottery, wasn't he? I thought Phil got the way he's ranted at Raven about it, where he fucking put in for the least popular console to try and boost his chances of getting in. Is there any evidence that Phil was gifted this beta key, or am I thinking about the wrong thing? I don't know. A lot of people seem convinced that, it was a gift to him. I don't know. I don't know, I remember Phil bragging like fucking I was in the lottery and I got fucking, I was successful for it. And he fucking made a big deal about fucking choosing the fucking least popular version.
Because they're a pseudo-celebrity, give them everything. So let's go ahead and send them the code.
If there's no evidence that Phil was gifted it, I don't know. It's just one of those things. You can either believe Phil or you can believe. If there's any evidence showing that it was gifted it, then fair enough. But I personally have never seen such evidence, so I don't know if that's true or not. As far as I know, Phil got lucky and, was one of the people that got it through the lottery thing. So I don't know.
Even though they didn't earn it and get it like the lottery like everybody else. Whatever. This always has happened. It's corruption, and it's always happened in the competitive community. The entire time I was part of the competitive community, and from the 90s to 2000s, this shit always happened. Oh, we're in a tournament, and we know that this cabinet works perfectly, and this one doesn't work very well. Let the top players play on the better cabinet. It's always been like this. It's always, they get all the fucking advantages. It's bullshit, all right? Now, outside of that, the real problem with the beta is that once the beta went offline, there were different versions of it. Well, obviously versions on consoles are very limited, but when you put something on PC, you're opening it up to a lot of issues. And when they had this beta on PC, someone found a way to crack it. What that means is that they broke the time-limited portion of the beta. Now, can you play the beta online if you cracked it? No. But you can play it infinitely offline. Essentially what you can do is make an empty lobby, an empty Battle Hub lobby, and sit there and play it infinitely by yourself in training mode, or with another local partner, I guess is the way it works. So there's been people who hacked this thing, essentially, distributed it all over the internet. Thousands of competitive players have gotten access to it on PC, and have been playing this thing non-stop since December. Yeah, so those 8 characters, Ryu, Ken, Guile, Kimberly, Jamie, Luke, I keep forgetting them, but anyway, those 8 characters basically are now understood from the ground up by the competitive community because people had unfair access to them. They were never supposed to have that access because now the game's not out and 8 characters are essentially spoiled. People know how to play with them competitively. They shouldn't have had access to them. Now they, look at this insane combo, 80% damage combo. Well, that should have been figured out, maybe a month into the game, not before the game's fucking out. So what ends up happening now is anyone who has a gaming PC and anyone who got access, which is pretty much anyone who wants it can get it in the competitive fighting game community, right, have been playing this and have mastered these 8 characters, and they will have an unfair competitive advantage when the game releases. Now, everyone seems to have a different opinion on this, all right? One notable Japanese player by the name of Momochi, this is a pro-level player who's won tournaments, major tournaments and everything, has come out publicly in an interview and said the following: I feel like those playing on the cracked version should be permanently banned. Capcom is being too soft. There are certain overseas players who have even shown the crack on stream, tweeted it out, and there are no repercussions. This is absolutely correct. Here's what's happened. Everyone in the competitive fighting game community knows that the beta was cracked, and everyone knows how to get it, but Capcom has taken no official action on it whatsoever. In fact, they haven't even publicly acknowledged it, because their handling of it is, don't mention it, and hopefully it won't spread too far, and then it won't be a big deal. In reality, that's not true.
But Phil, you're not even a fucking Street Fighter player anymore. You barely fucking touch the game. You don't care about the fucking game, apparently. You don't care about the community. So why is that a big fucking deal for you? You're not a Street Fighter player, Phil. You're not a competitive Street Fighter player. You've never been a professional Street Fighter player. Yes, you got 4 for Evil one time when people fucking boycotted some ridiculously fucking shitey version of the fucking game. And you fucking grinded at that, and you got 4th. Congratulations, so well done. Take that to the fucking grave. You're fucking 4th place. We fucking participation award. A fucking tournament that most people fucking boycotted, but Phil, why do you care so fucking much? It has nothing to do with you. It's going to have nothing to do with your content whatsoever. You don't. This is absolutely fucking pointless for you to fucking worry or concern yourself about this. It's not your concern. It's not your audience's concern.
Yeah. Money. More money. Yeah. Money.
Thank you very much to Barrett Wells for Super Chat. He says, didn't you tell the FGC to keep his name out of their mouth like 6 weeks ago? You're right. Yep. He was bitching and whining about the FGC because a couple of people, I think said things about him. I can't mind exactly what fucking happened. But yeah, I think 1 or 2 FGC people just made fun of him essentially randomly. He's like, they better keep their fucking, my name at their fucking mouth. No, actually, he was fucking just Phil, just being Phil. But of course, Phil can fucking bitch and whine and moan and bring them up fucking toxically and accuse them of all sorts of fucking shenanigans, unrivaled or no pushback from them allowed. But Phil can fucking say whatever the fuck he wants about them. Of no fucking consequence whatsoever. Phil, let us fucking go. You're the only one that fucking cares. Your audience doesn't care. And you really shouldn't care either. War Dog's been screaming for the last like 5 minutes or something. I just don't get this. Why is he talking about this? He doesn't play or care about the competitive side anymore. It's because he's a fucking massive hypocrite. He clearly cares. He's like, he considers. You ever watch these sports shows, you know? Where it's like, you know, it's like before the fucking game is actually underway, you've got these former professionals giving their input and insight into the fucking game ahead, and they're giving their analysis as to what fucking happened in the game. You know, Phil thinks of himself that way. He thinks of himself as if some fucking knowledgeable fucking former pro who has all this amazing insight to fucking offer to all this fucking Street Fighter shit. But he knows fuck all. But he doesn't think that way. He thinks he really is clued into the shit, and he is a very good authority on fucking talking about Street Fighter, when he has not been a part of that fucking scene for a long goddamn fucking time.
Don't mention it, and hopefully it won't spread too far, and then it won't be a big deal. In reality, that's not true. What it really comes down to, in my opinion, is that really there's no way to enforce it unless you really want to change the whole emphasis of how the community works. So, let's say, for example, a notable player has outright stated on their stream, I've been playing cracked beta and I mastered these characters because of it. How are you going to ban them from the Street Fighter community? First of all, Capcom doesn't even run the tournaments besides Capcom.
Thank you very much, Stephen Hawking, for super chat. Sorry I couldn't make Phil dance. I fucking lost where the fucking mouse was. So I was like, so thank you very much, Stephen Hawking, for super chat. Who says, should Phil be banned if his arcade got Street Fighter earlier? That is an interesting fucking point, randomly. I mean, I don't know how you'd fucking enforce that, obviously. Like, oh, I'm a tournament player, but my fucking local arcade, the Street Fighter fucking broke, so unfair. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was a fucking thing. It's a random point, you know what I mean? But it's kind of interesting to think of it that way. No, obviously, Phil can pretend all he fucking wants about not fucking caring about this fucking scene anymore in his community, this fucking the Street Fighter community. He clearly has a vested interest, big time. And he's just lying to himself at this rate. He's lying to himself.
Because of it. How are you going to ban them from the Street Fighter community? First of all, Capcom doesn't even run the tournaments besides Capcom Pro Tour. So how would you ban them from any of the tournaments? You don't run them. You're not even responsible for them, right? What are you going to do? Try to seek out any online accounts that are tied to that pro player on PlayStation Network or PC or Xbox and ban those accounts from playing Street Fighter Online? What's to stop them from just making another account? Right? So essentially what's happened is Capcom created a monster. And sadly, they don't have a way to control the monster. It's like they made Frankenstein.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Dreaded End for the super chat. It says, those Vault Boys on his shirts make me want to kick him like the rejected child killer artwork from Fallout 2. Jesus Christ. Yeah, big time. Auto Insense's Ramrod is asking the same question ad nauseum a la Derek in Dave's chat. He did this the other day and Phil complained about him and whined about him from repeating the same thing over and over again. So Ramrod had done this the other day and Phil warned him. So if Ramrod gets away with this, even though they're a member, I have a feeling that Phil might ban them if he gets noticed for spamming a question. I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Phil was not a fan of Ramrod the other day, I'll tell you that much.
What happened is Capcom created a monster. And sadly, they don't have a way to control the monster. It's like they made Frankenstein, but they don't have a failsafe to stop him. There really is.
Phil, Frankenstein was a creator. Frankenstein was not the monster. So when you say this shit, Phil...
Sadly, they don't have a way to control the monster. It's like they made Frankenstein, but they don't have a failsafe to stop him.
You don't know. Frankenstein was not the monster, oh, you dumb valedictorian cunt.
There really is no possible way to enforce a ban for people who are doing this, even though a lot of people agree this has been a cheating tactic. How is it fair that you have had unlimited access to a game that no one should have access to for 4+ months, and now you're going to know the ins and outs of 8 fucking characters of the game at launch? And it would be one thing if you're just playing the game casually, but there's going to be competitive tournaments. There's going to be $1 million on the line in the Capcom Pro Tour this year for Street Fighter 6. And now people have an unfair advantage. How is that fair, right? It's not. It's completely ridiculous. It's already problems and the game's not out yet. Now, the funny part about this is there's another part of the Street Fighter community that are feeling differently.
For fuck's sake, Steve, just say fuck. We don't need to spam the F key. Just say fuck, you'll feel better. Fucking Steve Ed spamming so many Ks. He's all Steve's missing is wearing the white hood for spamming that many Ks. That's what I'm saying.
Allow me to explain.
That's a bit mean, but still. If Stevie is losing his goddamn mind or something what Phil's saying, like, Phil is fucking pretending, or Phil can pretend all he fucking wants. He does not care about the fucking Street Fighter community, the competitive community. This rant disproves that entirely. Massively. Without a shadow of doubt in my tiny little mind, he is absolutely fucking still passionate as hell about his community. He thinks he's an authority and an expert on discussing his community. He's fuck all like that. If he wants to talk about back in the day, yes, he can fucking share some insight. But it's 2023, Phil. You've not been a part of that scene for 15 goddamn years. Move the fuck on. Stevie Did says, Frankenstein broke me. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how many, times. I mean, Phil loves to pretend he's smart. I mean, I'm just gonna play the sound clip just to sum up Phil's ranting.
God, it's like you just use words you hear randomly to try and sound smarter.
All right? So I got to now go back to my roots. Look how nice Jasper looks. Nice close-up here on camera, right? I need to go back to my roots as a competitive player back in the 90s and the early 2000s, because things were very different back then. Back before the games were all on console and worldwide available, video games like Street Fighter were arcade only, all right? And then you would later on be lucky to get a home port that was even close to being as good as the arcade version, right? The home ports were typically very inferior to the arcade versions of the games. But there was always an unfair advantage, which is very true. There was always an unfair advantage. However, the unfair advantage was always in favor of the Japanese, okay? Why? Now, Jasper's sitting on my lap again. Jasper, I'm sorry, you can't sit on my lap during the podcast. Third time I gotta tell him. Why? Well, because Capcom is a Japanese company.
Is that really Japan's fault? I mean, that seems... I mean, that's racist much. The goddamn Japanese. If the Japanese did not get an unfair advantage, Phil would have won Evo that year. Damn those top 3 players being Japanese. Fuck me, man. And there was Phil. I thought Phil was going to be nice to the Japanese there because a Japanese pro player was agreeing with Phil's take on it that they should all be banned for playing the game early. And that was me thinking, oh, Phil's actually going to be nice to the Japanese for once here. Nope, here we go. And he's like, oh, the Japanese get unfair advantages playing Street Fighter because the game's made in their country. I was like, aye, no shit. Profits has a good point there. Profits' logic is, so Profit says, so Mortal Kombat should favour Americans. Mortal Kombat is an American game. In theory, Americans should be the best at that game. Excellent fucking point. Otto Insane says, in period, pro players imported the consoles and games to get them before EU and US launches. Yeah, I mean, the professional players done everything they fucking could to get their hands on this shit early. If they wanted it, they could often get it if they fucking had the means and the ways.
So Capcom would make these games and playtest them in Japan. You'd go to Japanese arcades, and these games would be in Japanese arcades first before they ever went international. So the Japanese competitive players would get to play these games months in advance, sometimes a year in advance. Sometimes these games would release in Japanese arcades full-fledged 6 to 8 months before the international release, and the Japanese players had almost a year advantage on the rest of the world. Okay? So here's the deal. Back then, it wasn't that big of a deal because there wasn't that much international competition. There really wasn't online tournaments back then. It didn't exist. If you wanted to go to a tournament, you had to fly across the globe. Well, realistically, how many people do you think flew from Japan to the US or the US to Japan for these kind of tournaments? Especially when there wasn't big money on the line, because back then, there was no sponsorships, no teams, no partnerships. You didn't make money playing competitive Street Fighter. So Japan always had a competitive advantage back then. I remember a Japanese player, some of the few of them that would come to EVO, would completely dominate every game they played. Like literally every fucking game. Because they had advantage, because they've been playing the games much longer at a competitive rate. They knew a higher level of gameplay than most of the Americans, because they had that unfair time advantage. Okay?
Plus, they could just be fucking better than you. Phil, time does not equal skill. There's two of it. No, it's not just a case of them having more fucking time to play this fucking shit. There has to be an element of skill and ability and reaction time involved, and just basically sense. There's a strong factor. Yes, time can certainly help, but it's not the fucking be-all and end-all to fucking determine who fucking wins or not of this shit. If that was true, there'd be so many more fucking pro-level players in the fucking world because most fucking kids these fucking days grew up in video games and they've been playing that shit for so many goddamn fucking years. It's like fucking... I grew up kicking a fucking football, a soccer ball. So in theory, because I've been fucking playing football since I was a wee small boy, I should be amazing at fucking football. No, I'm not. I'm fucking shite. I can happily admit that. I'm no fucking way am I fucking that good at fuck. I enjoy it. But fuck off. Fuck the fuck off. Time does not equal ability and performance. You either cut out for it and you've got what you fucking need to fucking... You've got what it takes, Oh, you don't. Rocket League though, I'm not right at Rocket League, so get up your profit.
So the argument now amongst some of these people in the competitive fighting game community is, oh, you see, well, back in the day, the Japanese always had the advantage and no one said anything. But now the tables have turned. Now we cracked the beta, we have the advantage, but now all of a sudden everyone's up in arms about it. Well, isn't that a double standard? No, it's not a double standard. The 90s and early 2000s, the arcade culture is not the same as modern day competitive fighting games. There was no giant scale tournaments, no giant prizes to be had, no online play. None of what people are trying to do to justify this justifies it. It's outright wrong, legally and morally and competitively, in 3 completely different ways. Getting this advantage is not right.
Kundummer or Kundummer, I don't know if you're meant to fucking pronounce the case separately or not. I'm going to pronounce it all together. Kundummer says you're wrong, Jad. The time advantage Japanese had at tournament has always been instrumental in Asian players dominating tournaments. I didn't say it wasn't a factor. I just think it's not the only reason why they dominate. At no point, I'm not trying to fucking dismiss getting something earlier as being... I'm not dismissing that at all. That's definitely a factor. But I'm just saying, no, you can... There's more to it than just time. You know what I mean? It's like some people just fucking react faster than other fucking people. Just some people are built differently. You know, I don't know, so yeah. I mean... It kind of goes back to Stephen Hawking's super chat earlier on. Should Phil be banned if his arcade got Street Fighter earlier? And also Phil is now bringing up for the Japanese in general, and he's saying it's not fucking comparable. So I guess Phil would say that if his arcade got Street Fighter earlier, no, he shouldn't be banned.
There's no way you can actually justify doing what these people are doing. They just want to cheat to get ahead. And that's sad. But that's the mentality of the fighting game community, ladies and gentlemen. Ever since I was part of it, I saw people getting unfair advantages. Again, top player shows up late to the tournament, but doesn't get disqualified. Instead, everyone who's in their bracket has to wait for them to show up, and then they get to play their matches whenever they feel like.
Oh, it says, lol, it's morally and ethically wrong to play Street Fighter early. Fuck this, I'm out. Thanks for the stream, bro. Yeah, good luck, Prof. I mean, enjoy your escape, pal. Enjoy your fucking escape. I'll catch you fucking later, you big bald pervert. Yeah, Phil... is morally and ethically wrong for fucking Phil to play, you know, for anyone to play Street Fighter early. Look, it is what it fucking is. If people are able to fucking do something, they're fucking gonna do it. I don't know. Barrettville says, what about recording when you should be playing? Where am I playing? You still haven't told me. You know, to run your fucking tournament for you? Jesus Christ. Good fucking times.
Top player gets to play on the one great working cabinet while everyone else has to play on shoddy cabinets that don't work half the time. Huh? Top players come in and their eyes are completely fucking dilated. Why? Because they're on performance-enhancing drugs and no one tests for that shit. So they're all on them and they're going, they're flying around, you know what I mean, doing crazy reactions and shit. Why do they have that?
Okay, hold on. I feel I would be remiss if I did not. So hold on.
No one tests for that shit. So they're all on them.
Hold on. Just bear with me, okay? Bear with me.
And
okay, that's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do. Oh, one more time.
And
fuck it, one more time.
And
okay, that's all. Okay, on with the show. I'm pretty sure I can't make a thumbnail of that because Phil was too jiggly in his movement. Okay, on with the show. I'm pretty certain, I don't think I can get a thumbnail of that. I really don't think so. Nah, I'm just gonna crack on with it. one more time. I mean, hold on. I guess I could check. Hold on. Is it potentially possible to get a good thumbnail of this?
You better take a sip.
What the fuck is this? Jesus Christ. Oh, I didn't even fucking have a good fucking... Hold on. I don't know. Can I get a thumbnail of this? Oh no. Jesus Christ, this fucking face. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why is the hands are so fast but the face is so still? How? Hold on. Christ. It's like fucking, like, is this like some sort of fucking early version of like the Scream, like Edward Munch's Scream? What the fuck? Hold on. Well, okay, fine then, why not? This will be the rest of the fucking stream, just me fucking spamming us over and over again. Alright, fuck off. Okay, we got to track on with bingo, we got to fucking track on. I wonder what I'll be clipping later on tonight. Oh, for fuck's sake. So no thumbnail, but plenty of laughs gotten from that. Oh shit, I'm still on fucking 0.25 speed. We can't continue this way, that'll take fucking forever. No, 1.5 speed.
Flying around, you know what I mean, doing crazy reactions and shit. Why do they have that, right? Top player literally has their entire life financed by someone, so they can go to every tournament, and that's their life. I couldn't tell you how many top players back in the day were literally at the big East Coast tournament, the big Texas tournament, the big Chicago tournament, the big California tournament, the big other Midwest tournament. Wait a minute. What, don't you have a life? Don't you have a job? Don't you go to school? Oh no, my life is I travel, I play Street Fighter. Ha!
You're wanting to fucking talk about people not having a fucking life, Phil. The fucking pot calling the kettle black here about no fucking having. What the fuck is wrong with Phil? No, this is jealousy. Pure seething toxic jealousy from Phil here. These guys are playing Street Fighter professionally, and they can make a living from it. And they don't have to fucking worry about a job, because they're good enough to fucking make a living from playing Street Fighter. And I'm not. And I'm so annoyed about that. Phil had to max out several credit cards to fucking attend these fucking Street Fighter conventions. He damn near bankrupted himself, but Machinima fucking saved his ass. Fucking Phil's toxic, weird style of fucking content was so fucking robust apparently. And just, what the fuck, man? And, Jesus Christ, man, I don't understand. Also, I don't know how I got this freeze frame. Hold on, can I get a... Hold on, it might get better. Hold on, that right there, that face right there. Alright, okay, thumbnail, potential thumbnail. Now I think I'm just going to focus on the... I can focus on... Hold on, bear with me, 2 seconds. So this is an old potential thumbnail we have. And if I just copy this, let's see how much better this is. Ah, it fucking did a weird thing again where it encoded the fucking background of... I can better move these on off. I don't know why it encodes that as well. Maybe it thinks it's next to him or something. One of his eyes is not right. Yeah. One of these things is not like the other. Big time. This is weird as fuck. Right, okay. On with the bingo. Fucking, I'm derailing myself. I am 40 minutes behind live DSP. What's crack on?
How? Who the fuck is paying for this? Because I have a life. I can't do what you're doing, so that's an unfair advantage. And this was very rampant back in the day. Back when I used to be a tournament player, this was well known. There was a group of like 20, 30 players who were at every fucking tournament, had every advantage, and kissed each other's butt and circle jerked each other. Yes, a lot of notable players you know today are in that group. It's always been like this. It's one of the major reasons why competitive fighting games are annoying and really unfair. It's always been this elitist group of unfair advantage. And it's bullshit. So now what's happened is, we're continuing that forward. It's like, so now it's not just the 20, 30 top players. Now it's the elitist group who had gaming PCs now get that advantage, right? It's like, so it's just going to continue. And then people say to me, well, Phil, would you ever like to get back into the competitive fighting game community? Well, gee, let me think about this for a second. Let me just really seriously think about how much fun it would be to try to get a fair advantage against all these people who take every opportunity. No! I don't want to get back into the competitive fighting game community. This is exactly why. This is literally the reason why. Because every time you think...
A lot of people are convinced that he leans somebody there, by the way. And I'm going to trust him. Also, we got a bingo because he had a dumb close-up. So, yeah. One more bingo on the board. We are 4 away from a full house. We're also got I think we've got half an hour left of this to go. I am behind Phil by 43, 44 minutes. And I'm in 1.5 speed. I'm going to speed this up, Mike. 1.75.
that you have a chance, you can have a fair shake, you get slapped down. You know, it's remarkable that I ever did as well as I did in the competitive fighting game community. Because I had no community support. I didn't have any team of people supporting me back in the day when I was placing EVO. When I went to EVO, when I placed 4th place, literally I went by my fucking self. I didn't have anyone supporting me, nothing, you know?
Phil, most top players boycotted that shit. You're not going to mention that? You're not going to mention the fact that most fucking actual legitimate players boycotted that tournament. Now, I'm not trying to fucking dismiss Phil's efforts. He still had to beat who's in front of him to get to fourth. Well done. But he's really missing out there a lot of very important information to fucking bring in the true context of why he finished fourth. Any other fucking tournaments that Phil fucking went to, any major tournaments anyway, Phil fell flat on his goddamn face and he's always blamed everyone else for it apart from himself. He never had the right arcade. People were the organisers were against him and all that shit. Fuck off, Phil. You just weren't good enough, you dumb dick.
I don't have any advantage whatsoever. That's why it's hilarious when you see my tournament results. People say, oh, it doesn't mean nothing. Literally, it means everything. I wasn't a known top player. I had zero advantage over anyone, and I kicked everyone's ass.
It means everything. Oh my god, Phil was no true words have ever been spoken from Phil. One more time, listen to how much it means to him.
By my fucking self. I didn't have anyone supporting me in nothing, you know? I don't have any advantage whatsoever. That's why it's hilarious when you see my tournament results. People say, oh, it doesn't mean nothing. Literally, it means everything. I wasn't a known top player. I had zero advantage over anyone, and I kicked everyone's ass. If anything, that should be the case. That point to say, oh my god, as opposed to, oh look, the same guy over the years. But people don't want to look at that shit. It's always been like this. So as we know, Street Fighter 6. Here's how I approach it. Okay, here's what I think. It's going to be a great game. It certainly looks that way. It certainly looks like it's going to be way better than Street Fighter 5. They're doing all the right things. They've got game modes in that game that are going to appeal to the casual player and to the competitive, or both. For me, I'm kind of both. I'm going to definitely try to learn the characters competitively and play them online, but at the same time, I'm going to enjoy the game offline casually. I maybe like to do sessions of the game over time. Maybe this will be my fighting game that I play over time casually. You know, once a week we do a stream of fighting games, and this is going to be it, right? But at the very same time, when already the game's not even out yet, and we have these kind of controversies, people literally cheating to have a 4+ month advantage on everyone else in the competitive scene. Do you think I give a shit about competitive Street Fighter? I'd be a fucking moron. I really would be. Who the hell wants to be part of a corrupted community like that? Why would I want to be a part of that? Are you out of your mind? You're already setting yourself up for failure and drama if you're trying to be part of that. Why would you care? You know, it's just gonna get worse when big money's on the line. This is the shit that happens, dude. It's gonna get worse and worse. You're gonna hear all kinds of horror stories. I'm telling you. So here's how I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna play it for myself at home. I am gonna play online competitively. I'll try to learn the characters, but you're not gonna see me attending tournaments or caring about my competitive. Oh my god, look at Phil's ranked placings online. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna play it and enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the footage I put out of it. Like I said, we could maybe do community nights where we have people.
You don't give a fuck. But you're specifically playing it on Xbox so you can use your fucking pro fighting stick controller fucking joypad thing. You see, Phil, we're getting very mixed fucking messages here. For somebody that apparently doesn't fucking give a fuck, you seem to give many fucks.
People who are, you know, members of the community, and maybe we'll make a clan, the DSP clan or whatever, DSP gaming clan, and people are under it, and we can do lobbies where we play each other and we enjoy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for that. I'm down for enjoying the game for what it is. But please, don't think for a moment that I have any aspirations of caring about this game at a competitive level. There's no point. I've been there, done that. I've been through that. I've been through that level of frustration, unfair advantage, and disappointment. There's just no reason for someone in their right fucking mind to care that much about it. It's not going to be fair. It's going to be bullshit. There's going to be corruption. There's going to be people cheating. I've been there, done that in my life. I have no reason to want to do that shit. I'm just going to enjoy the game casually at home and cover for you guys and hopefully put out a lot of content of it that you like. If you like the game, hopefully you'll join me when we play together and stuff. And that's where it ends for me. I'm very much still going to be a variety content creator. I'm still going to be making other playthroughs and things. I'm still going to be doing React content. I have no intentions of going so hardcore into this game that now I get to a competitive level and play it in a tournament or anything like that. There's no point. There's literally no fucking point. When already, we're not even in the game's release yet and people have cheated for 4 months. Why bother, right? And I've already said, I played this game on the Xbox. And if you didn't notice, when we were playing the beta, more often than not, I was playing against players who were on PC. And it was really weird, all right? Really weird. Because for some weird reason, every time I played someone on PC, they were doing insanely huge combos, insanely ridiculous reactions, but I felt like I was playing in underwater, like slow motion. Because what's happening is, PC players are getting a huge advantage. They have very little input delay, and they're getting the best connection, while the console players have more input delay and are having worse connections. But
is that also fucking illegal, Phil? Is that also a fucking crime? You're gonna fucking ban PC players next?
it's crossplay. So you're forced to play against them with an unfair advantage. And there's nothing you can do about it right now. Maybe
you could get yourself a fucking PC, Phil. You're fucking given roughly about $1,000 in tips every single fucking week. Put some of that money aside, save up for a goddamn fucking better PC, improve your shitey fucking content. You'd actually fucking be able to fucking play the PC version of Street Fighter, and you'd be able to, might be able to fucking hang with the big boys occasionally. Until then, stay in your fucking lane, shut the fuck up, and move the fuck on.
when the game fully releases, they'll have things to fix that.
Also, this fucking stream quality keeps going down more and more because I keep speeding things up. Like, the more you speed up the fucking footage, the more the quality seems to fucking try and decline. So give me a second here, make sure I fix this. 2 seconds, quality, fucking go.
Right now, there's nothing. And that's what I found more often than not when I was playing someone that said I was on PC and I'm on Xbox. Why is it that I can't really react to what they're doing, but they're insane reactions to everything I do, right? So, that's what I mean. I'm gonna play it casually. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna take the same attitude I have with Street Fighter 4. All right. If I like it, then what I'll do is I'll do some series where maybe I try to do a whole stream where I play with one character and try to get good with that character. And then maybe I'll do variety streams where I switch between characters. But I'll have Madness series, and we'll maybe have weekly sessions where we get together and we play online together, which would be nice to have a lobby of regulars who come in and want to play the game. And I am going to do the offline content. I'm going to be doing the single player mode, you know, and enjoying that. But I don't care. Don't ask me to play in a tournament. Don't ask me about what I think about the competitive. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I'm not going to. I'm already completely turned off by this whole situation of people cheating and Capcom literally saying, well, oh well. It's like, well, Capcom, why didn't you use your fucking brain? You know that everything on PC always gets hacked. Everything on PC always gets ripped and stolen. Why the fuck did you make a PC beta to begin with? Like, it really takes a brain to think that maybe people on PC would try to do something, right? I mean, wow. It's just...
Hold on. Phil, you wanted to exclude PC gamers, which would create an unfair advantage for console players over PC gamers. Isn't that a thing you wanted to avoid as well? People getting access to things that not everyone has a console, Phil. I don't have a fucking PlayStation 5. I don't have a fucking Xbox fucking Series S or whatever the fuck it's called these days. I don't have that. I have a PC. What the, oh my fucking god, he wants the whole world to cater to his whims and his whims only. If it deviates any slight fucking degree, he fucking freaks the fuck out and thinks it's fucking colossally wrong and some immorally reprehensible and shit. What the fuck is wrong with him? What in the fuck is wrong with this fucking idiot?
Just rocket science. So, it's their own fault. And now, they really have no, like I said, how do you ban a player who did it? I understand. I don't think it's enforceable. Even if you knew, even if someone had a whole stream about it, saying, look, I'm playing the rip, I'm playing the crack. There's no way you can keep them on a competitive play. They're going to find a way in anyway. Capcom doesn't even own the tournament circuit. They own one portion of it, the Capcom Cup. That's it. Or Capcom Pro Tour, I guess I should say. Everything else is independently run. So, it's not like these independent tournaments are reliant on sponsorship from Capcom. They're not. So, it's not like Capcom has any control over them. So, people are just going to do what they want. There's no enforcing it, right? Okay. Well, guys, I'm still gonna enjoy it. I am. I'm excited for my hype event to hype up Street Fighter 6 in May. I'm excited to cover the game for you guys at a capacity, and I hope that you guys will check out my content of it. But understand that it's going to be a more casual approach. It's not going to be a hardcore, oh my god, here's a top level. Like, for example, some people are already asking me, Phil, will you teach us how to play? Will you do tutorials? No. I have no interest in doing that. I'm not a competitive player. I'm not planning to be competitive. I want to enjoy the game, but I don't think I'm ever going to want to understand it at the highest level where I'm going to be able to sit here and do a tutorial for you and teach you how to do stuff. That's really not what I'm about at this point in my life as a content creator, you know? Maybe at one point, but not anymore. So, there you go, all right? If you're down for that, join me for Street Fighter 6. It's going to be a wild time, and there's going to be a lot of coverage of it on this channel. But please understand, this is not going to be something that's going to be high-level tournament play. It was never that with Street Fighter 4 either. And I got very well known for Street Fighter 4, you know, back in the day, some 14 years ago, for being a casual player. The guy who did the Madness series of random characters and, you know, yelled and swore at the online laggy play and stuff like that. People love to watch that. And that's, again, what I'm going to be all about with this one. It's not going to be, hey, look, Phil goes on a crazy tear and gets 500 online wins in a row without losing. And Phil enters an online tournament, Phil at a tournament placing. I don't care. I just want to enjoy the game and be left alone, essentially, by the competitive community that does everything it can to cheat. All right? I've had enough of their shit in my life. I don't need to get back into that drama. Okay? Okay. All right. Story done.
But Phil, you were inserting yourself into that drama for your own fucking, your little segment. So, you ranted and raved about it for fucking 20 goddamn fucking minutes, and then say you don't want to fucking want anything to do with it. Also, you just fucking shat in your fans who fucking wanted to learn the game with you. Some experienced fucking Street Fighter player, legendary fucking person at fucking Game 4 for Evil. Please, Daddy DSP, teach us fucking Street Fighter shit. No. I'm not good enough. I don't fucking want to. Get fucked. Get fucking move on. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make that fucking special content for you guys. Move on. Fuck off, man. Heaven forbid Phil should have some sort of fucking idea where he fucking tries to help his audience. You know what I mean? No, that's not why Phil fucking makes content. It's not to help his audience. It's so they can help him and give him money. That is the whole reason why Phil makes content. Not to help you.
That's what I had to say. Okay? So there you go. And I hope that makes sense to you. Fair enough? Okay. Let us now get shoutouts. Sound good? No, I'm not blacklisting pro players I face online. The thing is, when you play online, it's random. You play a player online randomly, play them. That's fine. I'm game for any match against anybody. I don't care. Just understand. Because here's the thing that idiots do. They try to make drama out of it. Like, for example, when I was playing the beta, I played against 2 pro players. One was a former EVO champion. Actually, they both were. They were both former EVO champions. Vizant. And who was the other guy that I played? The guy who was Marvel vs. Capcom 3 champion, right? I forgot his name off the top of my head. Chris G. Thank you. It was Chris G and Vizant I played, right? Now, when I played Chris G, it was my first time playing the game. It was obvious Chris G had been playing it a lot, and he was kicking my ass with Jamie. I never even seen the character before. So it was like 10-0 in his favor. The last match, I think, was kind of close. But so
wasn't it 13-0, Phil? You said it's 10-0. He beat you 13 times in a row with no reply.
I was like, wow, that's cool. I got to see Jamie. I see what he's capable of. He seems pretty strong. And at the end, I actually...
You got your shit pushed in, Phil. Right, that's, you know, that's a great experience. I'm so glad I got my shit pushed in by his fucking better player. Wow.
Send to the guy. You know, good gameplay and everything. You know, I'm trying to learn the character. Really crazy how that low medium kick seemed to stuff the vast majority of things. And I was basically like, you know, how did you do that or whatever? But then people made videos about it. Oh my God, look, Phil loses 10-0 to Chris G. Yeah, he's an Evo champion. He's someone who's been playing Street Fighter V actively. I didn't play the game at all in the last like 5 years. I'm trying to learn the basics of the game. This guy knew what he was doing. He kicked my ass, right? The match that I had against Vizan was much better. I still lost, but it was a very close match, and it was fun, and it was back and forth, and it was very competitive, and we actually respect each other. I mean, not saying that Chris D doesn't respect me, and I don't respect him. I'm just saying this is a guy who I used to play back in the day in tournaments, and it was a really good match. I thought that was really well done on both ends. It made us both kind of look good, which is surprising because I don't think either of us are very good at the game. We didn't really know what we were doing. But I thought it was a great match, right? So that's what I mean. If I play a pro player, I'm not going to say, oh, look, a pro player pulled the cord. No, that's ridiculous. I'll play anyone. But I'm not going to care if I win or lose. It doesn't mean anything if I beat the player, and it doesn't mean anything if I lose. It's just online play. Just like everything else in these games. It's just...
No. I guarantee you, if he beats a pro player and he's playing Street Fighter Online, Street Fighter 6, he is going to fucking go crazy clown mode. He is going to absolutely fucking go crazy clown mode if he actually beats a fucking pro player. There's no way Phil's going to say, I don't care, big fucking deal. No, he's going to, that's going to be up there in terms of list of achievements. 4th place at Evo, married a fucking fat bitch, and then him fucking beating a pro player at his fucking game. Like the 3 top tier achievements Phil has made in life.
Just online play. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be silly. I don't take it seriously. I'm not going to take it seriously. You know, I don't give a shit. Okay. All right, guys. So all that being said, let's get the shout out, shall we?
Hooray! He said that being said. Fantastic stuff. That's our bingo. We are 3 away from a full house. Now, we are miles behind. I'm curious, did Phil start gameplay with over $15 in tips? I'm just curious whether this square's going to get ticked or not, or if we need a free space. People in the future, please let me know, did Phil get $15+ in tips before starting gameplay?
I think we'll get to shout outs today. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's see here. So we start off today with Jason. Jason had done a super chat and said, Jasper is like my meerkat. He always likes the pets. He has Jasper with triple pets today, jumping on my lap. He's on the floor right now, relaxing. I hope he doesn't freak out. Yesterday, he was very jumpy. Yesterday, he was like, he kept thinking things were going on in the house. There was nothing going on. Like, literally, there was nothing going on at all. Oops. So I don't know why he was all, like, jumpy about it. But hopefully he'll be a little bit more relaxed today in the office, I hope. Let's see here. So I have a couple people here who are, like, spin-off names of other people. If I'd seen these when they happened, I probably would have, like, banned them, but I'm just going to ignore them. Rev Gamer did a super chat, and he's trying to talk to Rich from Review Tech USA, who's not here. So I don't know why he's doing that. But thanks, Rev Gamer, I guess, for the super chat. But this is not Rich's stream, just so you know. He's not here. He's not paying attention. You're wasting your time. Okay, then. Let's see here. I received a $2 tip. This is our first tip of the day. So someone tipped me $2 is an anonymous tip. They're saying, I'm not saying your criticism of Dead Island is wrong or right. Isn't judging something before you give it a try something you've been lobbying against? It's just an honest question. There's a difference between being ignorant or actually doing research before you formulate an opinion. All right? Here's a case of ignorance. I used to shit all over Minecraft like a moron. I never wanted to try Minecraft. I thought it looked like a kiddie game. My understanding is that it was a kiddie game. I didn't ever play it. I just said, I don't like how it looks. Sounds like a piece of building all day, right? Like, I was an idiot. I did no research whatsoever on what the real game was. All right? And that's my fault. For some reason, I let myself get caught up in this like online hate towards the game. I think, you know what I think it really was, looking back now, 10 years ago, is the game, sadly, I really felt had undue popularity. Listen, I now understand why Minecraft is good, because I played it, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But when it got so virally popular, Minecraft literally showed up everywhere, right? It was on every marketplace, everywhere online, trying to push it down your throat. Everyone wanted me to play it, and I was like, no, I don't want to play it. You go to the store, and there were Minecraft figures, Minecraft toys, Minecraft tie-ins. Everywhere you went was Minecraft. It was all anyone was talking about everywhere. I think what happens is it's oversaturation. When there's oversaturation, then you tend to turn against something. So maybe if it hadn't been so overly popular, I would have given it a shot.
The person that uploads like 6 hours, 7 hours worth of content per day to his channel is talking about oversaturation. Quite, I mean, there's a contradiction there. He uploads all this fucking shite, raw, unfiltered format, to his channel every day. And he's... Oh my fucking god. My brain. My tiny brain can't off-handle this fucking hypocrisy, it really can't. Barrett Wells wants a full screen of this, he's got it. There's a full screen of Phil doing this. He's like praying to the beard gods that he stops getting fucking patches in his beard. Jesus fucking Christ. There you go. I hope you got your screenshots or whatever you wanted. On with the bingo.
And been fair to it. But instead, I saw so much undue popularity get given to it that I hated on it. That's how I was back in the day. I was Mr. Contrarian, right? If someone liked something, I had to find a way to shit on it. And that was something that actually gave me a modicum of popularity. People liked the fact that I was kind of not... I always went against the grain. I didn't follow fads and trends. I was kind of a guy who always kind of said the opposite, right? So, that's how it was, all right? Now, today, I am a very different kind of person. I do my best to do research before I speak. If I don't have that proper research or knowledge, I try not to crap on something or say something negative about something, because I realize when you say something out of turn like that, uneducated, you can actually formulate people's opinions and make unfair opinions about something, right?
That's interesting you fucking say that. Where's your evidence that detractors are striking each other, Phil? You fucking had a strange ass fucking long rant yesterday. The detractors were having some sort of civil war, going after each other, trying to shut down each other's fucking channels. You said it with not presenting any evidence whatsoever to back up your claims. You just fucking said it randomly, as if you're pulling something in your ass. So where is your research and due diligence and fucking evidence that detractors are striking one another down? Because as far as we can tell, it's the same son of a bitch doing it on your behalf each and every single fucking time. You're a loyal little bitch superhound.
You can't, and that's not fair. It's just not. It's stupid. And I know that I have a following, and the things that I say mean something. I try to be more responsible now with what I say, because if I say something that I feel is unfair or not educated on, again, I have a following that listens to me and trusts my opinions. Back then, I didn't give a shit. I thought, this whole thing's a joke. Who cares? Say whatever you want. Today, I have a much different mindset over a decade later. All right? So, when it comes to Dead Island 2, this is a game that I did research on. I told everyone I would wait and see. When finally the footage of the game was hitting the internet, I watched the footage, I looked at reviews, and I judged from an educated standpoint. This is not me standing here like an idiot saying, oh, it just looks like shit, and I didn't play it, I didn't look into it. I did research on it to determine if it was going to be something that was going to work for my streams. The problem is, sadly, again, people think the world is black and white and things are unchanging. So because I don't want to play something today and I say something negative about it, that must mean that it's the same as when Phil crapped on Minecraft a decade ago. No, it's not. It's completely different now. I've changed my methodology of the way that I do and say things. I don't want to crap on stuff unfairly, you understand? But today, I'm a very different person than I was 10, 12 years ago. 10, 12 years ago, I wasn't a live streamer. I didn't have a set schedule. I didn't have React content. I wasn't being pulled in a million directions by my viewers to do all this kind of stuff. It was every day I wake up, I play games, record, upload. Go out and eat, come back, record, upload. Drink, which was awful that I did that, but I did it every night. Pass out, wake up the next day, play games, record, upload. Go eat, play games, record, upload. Like, this was my life for years. This was my life for 2011, 2012, 2013, until I basically became a full-time streamer around mid-2013, even in 2014, and then it was a little different when I moved.
So basically, Phil's most successful era on YouTube was when he was blackout drunk. Interesting fucking logic there. Phil was far more successful as a content creator. He could actually fucking live within his means to an extent when he was fucking blackout drunk. He seemed to operate better when drunk. Is he the George Best of content creators? That might sound like a bit mean, but George Best was an amazing footballer and he liked his drink. There's no denying it.
But this was my
life. I got a lot of fucking confused Americans right now wondering who the fuck George Best is. He's a fucking great footballer from the 70s.
And obviously that's not me anymore, right? As you know, I've definitely changed for the better. I have a set schedule now of streaming that you guys, enjoy and depend on. People say I'm one of the most dependable content creators there are. I stick to my schedule. I stick to my guns. I put out the content I say I'm going to put out for the most part, right? And that because of that, I have to make intelligent decisions. I can't just say, oh, I'm going to literally play every game and see if it's good before I say if I'm going to play it or not. No, how could I possibly do that? It's just not possible. I don't have money to do that. I don't have time to do that. I have to make intelligent, informed decisions based on the information available to me. You understand? And if that means even waiting till the game comes out and hearing the gaming community's opinions on the game before I make a decision. Like Dead Island 2, very much so, if you guys had played it on Friday or Saturday and said, Phil, you have no idea. This game is way better than what the critics said. It's blowing us away. You're missing out on a Game of the Year contender, but you really missing out. Play it. I would have played it. That didn't happen at all. Pretty much people played it. It's like, yeah, it's exactly what people said. I'm having a blast with it because I'm playing it with friends, but I see why Phil wouldn't like it or doesn't have time for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a very much a person open to suggestion and criticism now. But back in the day, I wasn't. Back in the day, so many people said, well, if you don't like Minecraft, play it and then judge it. And I said, no, I'm not going to play a kiddie game. I'm not going to waste my time. That was a stupid thing to say and a bad way to act. Today, I don't do that anymore. If you enjoy Dead Island, then enjoy it. But I'm giving you the rational reasons why it doesn't fit into my content and why I'm not interested in it.
Just fucking say the goddamn truth, Phil. You don't have any friends to play the game with, so you're not going to fucking play it. You're a sad wee lonely boy who has no friends to fucking turn to play this fun game with.
If you don't respect those reasons, then I can't help you. It seems like there's just a rabid group of people who are like fans of this game who want to see me play it, and they're upset I'm not playing it. But I've explained to you why it doesn't fit into what I'm doing, why I don't have time to play it, why it would be something I play once and probably won't like. Throw all that away, we still want to see him play it. Well, then I can't help you. You know, I can't. There's no hypocrisy here. There's a difference. It's not, the world is not black and white. Just because I made bad decisions and judgments in the past about games doesn't mean that today I'm doing the same thing. Just because in the past I said don't trust any reviewer doesn't mean that in the present that's the case. But people think that. They think that everything I've ever said is absolute. That is an infantile mentality. That there's good and bad, black and white, heroes and villains. You said this once, you said it forever. Your opinion can never change. You can never grow as a person. You can never evolve. What kind of a way is that to go through life? So if you ever make a mistake, you can never improve from the mistake? The fuck are you talking about? It's kind of like how I felt I was treated in that Side Scrollers interview. They keep bringing shit up from my past, and I explained to them, that was the old me. I'm changing. I'm evolving. I'm different. Watch my content from today. No, you said that a million times. Yeah, because it's true. But you don't want to give the person a chance. Instead, you just want to sit here and crap like the rest of the internet. It's not fair. That's not a mature way to go through life.
Random Side Scrollers reference? What the fuck? But Phil, I thought you said it was a fucking great interview, and it was a very fair interview.
Because everyone gets judged, right? Everyone has a right to make mistakes, grow from them, and improve. So just because I treated games unfairly in the past doesn't mean I'm going to continue to do that in the future. I'm going to do research. Oh, but you're not supposed to do research. You're not supposed to trust every reviewer. Well, you're right. I've said that in the past. That doesn't mean that's the case in everything. But again, why do you think that the world is absolute? Right? I don't get this. You know, there's an air of subjectivity. And there's an air of, you know, you have to judge things on the fly as things change and culture changes. And me, I change as a person, and the content I put out changes, right? I don't get this. This really, it's an infantile, immature mentality.
Damien Anderson with a great fucking point there saying Popcorn Kettle, his actions towards Keemstar. It's a great fucking point there. It's the same exact shit he fucking does to Keemstar on a regular fucking basis. Side scrollers living rent free, making dents free, fucking mocking DSP. There's nothing that fucking Phil. I mean, Phil is never going to let that go. He is never going to forgive side scrollers for having the audacity to ask him questions and not be satisfied with his answers, his nonsensical nonsense answers. His answers have made no sense. It didn't add up. Phil trying to fucking say that's not racist. Like fucking like the slave trade joke wasn't fucking racist. Even though he alluded to it fucking being an interracial couple during that fucking gameplay. He knew full well it was an interracial couple of a child, interracial child, and he's pretending I didn't see black. I wasn't saying it was because she was black, I'm saying because she was a kid. Fuck off, Phil. There is evidence of you from part 1 of that playthrough talking about it being an interracial couple. You knew full well what you were saying when you fucking had that part 2 video of that game. When you fucking said the slave trade joke. Same fucking stream. Same fucking stream. Yeah, Brian says he even tried to spin it in a way where Adam is racist for mentioning the skin colour. Exactly. He's a fucking massive hypocrite. Tried to fucking deflect onto others what he's guilty of himself.
It was like this once, it's like this forever. No, things change for the better. And it's time to grow up and understand that. Anyone who doesn't get that, it's time. Open your eyes and look around you. The world ain't the same that it was 10, 12 years ago. It's a very different world we live in now. Time to realize that. Time to stop living in the past, okay?
Time to stop living in the past? Phil, you just had a fucking segment with Street Fighter where you're fucking saying it meant a whole fucking lot. She's finishing 4 for Evil. Where most fucking people, most actual prominent players boycotted that shit. You're the one that's stuck in the goddamn past, Phil, thinking about the fucking successful years you had in 2011, 2012, 2013, where you're fucking blackout drunk most of the fucking time playing games poorly. But you're still making bank because it's some drunken idiot playing games poorly, somehow managing to fucking make enough money to make ends meet thanks to this fucking ridiculous mission on my contract, thanks to you making content, meaningless content. You made fucking videos about goddamn anything. Oh, I'm gonna fucking eat food on stream for you guys. I'm gonna show you guys. This is my living room. Look at this. Look at us making pasta sauce together. Look at us going to Seattle together. Look at this fucking street light together. Not shit. What the fuck, Phil? You monetized every single fucking possible video. You fucking milked that much on our contract for all it was fucking worth. It was not quality content you were putting out. It was quantity that brought you your biggest success, not quality.
Okay. We still got some time. For anyone else who wants to talk, ask me questions, go right ahead.
Hint, hint, tips. He really delayed that fucking talk. I think he had to stop himself from saying tip. If anyone else wants to talk.
Is it safe to assume I won't play Diablo 4 because it's an MMO? Varda, here's the thing. I'm really on the fence about Diablo 4. Here's the thing. I love Diablo 1 and 2. These are games that I played in the 90s. I got addicted to play. Diablo 2 was I played it for like a year straight. I loved Diablo 2. I loved it. Diablo 2, StarCraft, Age of Empires. Unreal and Unreal Tournament Series, stuff like that. I loved those PC games. I played the shit out of them back in the day. I was gung-ho for playing Diablo 3 when I was a content creator on YouTube. And I did. And people fucking hated it, man. I thought that it was inferior to Diablo 2. I didn't think Diablo 3 was nearly as good as Diablo 2. All right? I really didn't feel that addictive nature of the game. I didn't feel like it caught on and that people really were getting into it as much. Like Diablo 2, you get hooked right away. It's this gameplay loop, right? I didn't get that with Diablo 3 at all. And my audience didn't enjoy it either. They were bored with it. And I actually forced my way through playing it, despite the fact that my audience was telling me it's boring, don't play it. I still kept going. So here we are, over a decade later, and I'm like, now Diablo 4 is coming out. Do I play it? Do I not? I'm okay with playing it, but I feel like I might be disappointed again. I don't know, and you guys might be disappointed. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. I really feel like with the games coming out during that time frame, Street Fighter 6 is definitely going to be my focus, and maybe Diablo would be the game that I wedge in between, you know, for variety purposes. But I don't see myself going crazy and playing Diablo 4 hardcore for weeks and getting into it like a lot of people will. I know there's going to be people who are going to go crazy for it. I don't really see that happening, since I'm so far removed from that game franchise and everything. But, you know, I'm not against it at all. It's just kind of like I know I'm going to be way more into and hyped for Street Fighter at that time, coming out just a few days before. So, there you go. Do I think if I played Minecraft back when it came out, I would have been a Minecraft YouTuber? No, because that's not who I was. I was always a variety guy. I never was, oh, I'm just going to sit here and play one game and focus on one game and make content on one game. I mean, probably the game I made the most content of over the years was Street Fighter. But even then, when I was playing Street Fighter 4, I wanted to continuously play other games and things. Even though Street Fighter 4 was kind of the go-to that I would go back to get views, I would still want to do the variety stuff. I'm not, that's...
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much for Short Gascoigne for a super chat, who says, damn it, you forgot the quality washing balls bit. Washing balls. Am I missing something? Am I missing a random reference? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by washing balls. Unless Saul said something strange like washing balls earlier on, I don't know, but I might be, I don't know if I'm some sort of strange brain fart myself, or if I'm just missing something, or... Oh, when he showered with the axe thing. Oh, of course, this fucking shower fucking videos, they fucking demonstrated like the axe fucking body scrubber or some pish. Oh, for God's sake. There's some things I try and forget over years. I was quite happy to have memory hold Phil Burnell in a shower. I had actually forgotten about Phil Burnell in a shower. You motherfuckers have now put that back in my mind. It was safely tucked away, out of sight, and almost out of mind. Safely tucked away, undisturbed. And now you bastards have brought it back into my fucking attention and now I can't get it in my head. Thank you for the super chat, Short Gascoigne, but god damn you at the same time for fucking bringing that back to my fucking mind. You're evil bastards. Thank you very much.
Other games and things, even though Street Fighter 4 was kind of the go-to that I would go back to get views, I would still want to do the variety stuff. That's how I've become, is a guy who plays a lot, and because of that, that's why I don't get burnt out, and that's why I think like my content can always be considered as kind of fresh, because you never know what I'm going to be playing. One day I'm playing an old school RPG, the next day I'm playing a fighting game, the next day I'm playing a competitive first-person shooter, and then I'm playing Final Fantasy 16. Right? Holy shit, right? And that's the cool thing about being a content creator. I never really would have wanted to settle down and only make that one style. There were a ton of content creators who just made Minecraft content. Tons of them. They capitalized, they banked on it, they went whole headfirst into it, and they got viral YouTube channels because of it and everything. Good on them. You know, and some of them, now they run successful businesses that don't even have anything to do with Minecraft anymore because of the money they made on Minecraft. Good on them. But that's just never been me. I would have gotten incredibly bored if I just focused on the one thing, I feel. So, Jade, what's going on? Good to see you. Charles says, what character did you like in Diablo 2? You know, I recall playing multiple characters, but it's been so long I can't remember. I know, I swear there was a class with Dark Magic. Was it a Necromancer class? Something like that, but I remember also being a melee build at one point. But I can't remember. It's been so long ago, I really don't recall. King Gabriel says, you played Callisto Protocol launch despite a huge number of negative reviews. Why didn't Dead Island get the same treatment? Number one, because I'm a huge aficionado of survival horror games, and it was the newest survival horror game in a long time. Number two, because it fit perfectly into my schedule, and there was nothing else going on at the time. So if you compare the two, Dead Island, well, I've already been there, done that, didn't even really like the game. The only reason I liked the original playthrough was because of co-op. I played the pseudo-sequel, Riptide, and didn't like it. So I'm not really that excited for Dead Island 2. In addition, it doesn't fit into my schedule right now for the kind of game it is. There's your answer. Completely night and day situations. Oh my god, I get the most random questions. First of all, did Empire Arcadia get better treatment at tournaments? I find them pretty cringe. I don't necessarily think that anyone got better treatment at a tournament for being in Empire Arcadia. But if they were a prominent player who was known to be a top tournament placer, a lot of tournaments would just treat them differently and give them an unfair advantage. That very much was true. I still remember when I ran tournaments, I would give no one an unfair advantage. Literally no one. Even if you were my friend and you showed up late, you're disqualified. You have to be at the tournament on time. And you have top players showing up late. Sorry, you're disqualified. Or I'll start you in the losers bracket because you showed up late. Everyone else already played their first round match. It's your fault. And people didn't like that. Oh my God, Phil's not doing what everyone else does. Yeah, because I'm fair. I'm not going to give everyone an unfair advantage just because you're a known player. That's fucked up. And everyone did it. Literally everyone did it back in the day. No one was immune to this. No one. Every tournament organizer was doing it. Because in their mindset, if we don't do that, then the top players won't come to our tournaments, and therefore our tournaments won't get the notoriety because people won't want to go to a tournament where all the top players are boycotting it. So it was kind of like this, almost like a weird blackmail circle. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. If I don't scratch your back, then you won't come, and therefore people will say my tournament sucks. It's pretty messed up. That's how it was back then. Do I anticipate having a winning record in Street Fighter 6? Likely initially. This is what happens with every fighting game, okay? Initially, within the first couple of weeks, just my prerequisite knowledge of how Street Fighter plays, and yes, admittedly, the fact that I did play the beta a little bit will probably give me a little bit of an advantage. So in the early weeks, maybe week 1, week 2, I might win more than I lose. But what's going to happen is I'm going to rank up. And the more I rank up, now we're going to get into try-hard territory, which means people who are literally only playing the game to win. They're only playing one main character. They're not even trying variety of other characters. They just play their one main, and they've tried to hyper-focus on winning, winning, winning by any means necessary, right? No variety, no fun. And once you get to that point, you're like, well, now is it really going to be fun for someone who's not trying to be as hardcore as them? And the answer is probably not. What'll end up happening is you'll get to a certain point. Remember, with Street Fighter 6, they're doing something different. Each character has their own ranking point system. So let's say, for example, I play with Ryu for a week. I get really good, but I hit a wall. I can't beat anyone anymore because I'm only playing better players. If I now pick Jury, well, it starts the rankings over. So I start from the bottom again, which is good because now you get to play lower class players and level up again until you get to the point where you hit that wall again. Likely that's what's going to happen with me. I'll play with characters for a bit. I'll switch between them. So I'm never going to get high ranks. I'm going to be trying Honda, Blanca, Zengi, Manon, Marissa, Lily, Ryu, Ken, Guile, switching. I'll be switching. I'm never going to play enough with one character to get high ranked with them, you see? But then, eventually, within a couple weeks, I will. And then that's what's going to happen is, boom, you hit the wall, and now it's going to be, well, now it's not going to be as hard fun to play anymore. Because it's all fucking tryhards who are just, I want to be a top-level player. Watch this. Okay. But, that's how it works. We'll see what happens. So I would say, yeah, probably the first week, I'll probably get a bunch of wins, and then after that, it'll tank.
Heaven forbid people fucking play games and enjoy playing games and enjoy being good at those games. How dare they try and improve themselves in playing the game and get better at playing the game? Like, how fucking dare they put time and effort into a game they're enjoying playing and trying to get better at? Not everyone's a variety content creator, Phil. Some people are playing the game because they like the fighting game and they want to get better at the fighting game for their own personal enjoyment. You can fucking have your own fucking copium of these tryhards. They're all being tryhards. That's interesting copium, Phil. The fact of the matter is, though, they're better than you at the game.
Depends. Did I ever spend any time with Virtua Fighter? No. The most I ever spent with Virtua Fighter was, 2 years ago when it was available on, PlayStation Plus, and I played it for, that month. And even then, the same thing happened. So I was playing at a lower level. I didn't understand it. I started learning the gameplay elements. I started mastering certain moves and combos and techniques, and I hit a wall. I hit a wall where unless I learned the timing to basically parry and push away all the moves in the game, I was never going to win a match. Literally, everyone I was playing was just dodging and pushing everything away. And I was like, well, I'm never, unless I really hardcore play this game a ton in practice, I'll never get to a level where I'll keep winning anymore. And especially when you're playing a game like that, where it's a franchise that's been around for a long time. You're talking people who've been playing it forever. How much time are you going to invest in? And by the way, Virtua Fighter essentially is considered a dead game. They don't really run tournaments for it or anything anymore. So why am I going to invest all that time and effort to learn a game that's a dead game? So got to that point, I liked it, and I was like, nah, well, I guess that's it. And that was when I stopped playing. It took about a month, and that was it. No, I've never ridden down a camel. Mortal Kombat or Tekken? Here's the thing. I played them both in the 90s, and they're both really good fighting game franchises. Mortal Kombat, in the last few iterations, has evolved to be almost more like Street Fighter in a way. They actually introduced some things in the last Mortal Kombat, like the wake-up moves and stuff. They're very different than previous Mortal Kombat, which is really nice. Tekken has gone off in its own direction as the most prominent 3D fighter. I really do feel like they have beaten all their competition, and they've become the most prominent 3D fighter out there. At the same time, that game has evolved further to the point where, even knowing a basic knowledge of Tekken doesn't really help you that much anymore. Like, I played Tekken 1, 2, 3, and to some extent 4, and then I kind of stopped. And now when I try to jump into the new Tekkens, it's like, Jesus Christ. People are just fucking insane. They sit there, they get one counter hit, juggle, OTG, juggle, set up, wall bounce, juggle. Oh shit, that just didn't even exist when I played Tekken. And I got the whole game is based around it. Like, how am I supposed to play this competitively? I can't. I'll learn basics, play for a week.
Money, yeah. Money. Oh, money, yeah. Money.
Thank you very much, Black Mage. Super Chat says, I fell asleep and woke up from a nap. How in the fuck are you still going? Don't question my stamina, boy. I can go. I can't go all night. I'm a fucking old man. No, we've been streaming now for like 2.5 hours. Actually, this is kind of the usual time that I would roughly end. Phil has made me rant a lot today. He has said and done a lot of dumb shit today, which has made me pause and go, hang on, So, yeah, what can I say? Sometimes Phil just brings it to me. But I do hope you enjoyed your nap after your McGriddle this morning. I do hope you had a good nap.
And I got like the whole game is based around it. Like, how am I supposed to play this competitively? You know, I can't. I'll learn basics, play for a week or two, then get bodied by everyone who mastered all the evolution of the game engine in the last 15 years. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. That's what happens. You get left behind if you don't play these games constantly. You know, you get completely left behind in the dust. And will I play Tekken 8? Sure I will. And I'm sure I'll enjoy it to some extent, but I'm never going to be able to play it competitively. Yes, I did play Soul Calibur back in the day, back when it was called Soul Edge. It was Soul Blade, Soul Edge, Soul Calibur 2, and then it went on as Soul Calibur 17. Or how many ever, maybe there are now, I don't even know. What's the advantage of using a fighting stick over a controller in Street Fighter? Today, there's pretty much none. For older games, it was actually quite difficult to pull off special moves on a controller. Because I'll give you a quick tutorial here. What is a Shoryuken or Dragon Punch? On a controller, you have to tap forward, then down forward. So you have to go like this. That's the Dragon Punch input. See that? That's what you had to do back in the day. It's easier to do it on a joystick than it is on a gamepad. But then, when Street Fighter 4 came out, they dumbed it down. They said, you don't have to do this anymore, this input. Instead, you could just tap down forward twice and press a button, it'll come out. And it works. So, once they dumbed down all the inputs, there's no advantage to using a joystick anymore, I don't feel. It's really just preference. And I basically feel like, for me, because I grew up playing on joysticks, I do have an easier time playing on a stick. Because I played in arcades for a good 10, 15 years of my life, you know? So now I'm just used to it. And even then, when these games initially came to consoles, the older ones controlled better with a joystick. It wasn't until Street Fighter 4 that it kind of got watered down a bit. And now you can play on any gamepad and it's fine. I don't think there's a big difference anymore. So, all right, guys, we've got to end the show. We have to end the show. Every day we go long on the podcast, but we do have to end it. And we do have to start with Elden Ring for today. All right? So I will say thank you. Great stream. Great pre-stream. Thank you for engagement. And anyone who did support it in these early hours, thank you for that as well. But now we'll end the show and jump into Elden Ring for the day. All right, guys, thank you so very much. I appreciate you all. And, of course, be sure to pollinate.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. So let's get set up. And as usual, I think I'm going to use the restroom briefly before we begin. It makes more sense for me to use it now than start and then have to stop. So we'll do that. And guys, last day of streaming of the week.
I cannot believe it. Not one time did Phil mention trolls or detractors. He had a rant about them at the start of the stream. Nobody gave him a troll tip. He didn't mention it. I cannot believe he has not mentioned this.
Great. If you can support the stream in any way, I would greatly appreciate that. As you know, liking the stream is the easiest way to help it for engagement. Get those 100 likes and we'll do a bubble blow. But outside of that, you know, super chats, memberships.
Spoiler alert, Phil, right now, almost a whole hour after this is done, we are behind Phil, by the way, by 45 minutes still. Phil has gotten 75 likes. There's no way Phil's going to get a free space for likes before we end bingo. We might get a free space here. We're 4 likes away apparently. So we could earn 1 free space. And hey, Phil might say detractors, trolls, and on demand. If he does say those things before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that 1 free space for the $15+ in tips could be the big difference maker.
Everything appreciated. Tips, like I said, this week, memberships have been absolutely outstanding. Super chats have been great. Tips have been on the slower side this week. That's not the end of the world. It's been a great supportive week, so I'm not complaining.
He's not complaining, but he has mentioned it several fucking times during this fucking stream so far. Holy fucking shit.
If you had a choice today, like, hey, I'd like to support Phil's stream today, tips would be a great way to help out today.
Also, thank you very much, guys, for 100 likes. We have earned 1 free space. Hopefully, Phil says detractor or trolls as well as on demand. And it's very possible he could say these things still. Who knows?
All right. Fair enough. Okay, let me take a brief break. I'm just going to mute the mic, run, use the restroom, come back, and we will begin. So give me just a couple minutes here, and I shall return shortly. Be right back.
So he's gone away at 12:38. 12:41. 12:42. Oh, he's back. Wonder why does he get his chair and back in? Hold on, what happened here? Was Jasper in his chair? Actually, hold on, did the chair move by itself? Did Jasper jump up in it? No, I didn't. So hold on, when did he do? Okay, here we go. Phil returns here. Let's see what happens. Throws himself down. Wipes off the cocaine from his nose.
Wow. Well, guys, I know I asked for support, but I didn't expect this. Wow, thank you.
So, Is he about to clown mode up and pretend he got a $1,000 tip or something?
I do this every day. If you were like a joke, now what if it wasn't the same joke? What if it actually was, I was being truthful?
Phil, it's not funny, it's desperation. It's fucking strange, fucking like, you know, force. You're trying, it's like guilt tripping your audience. I pretended I got a lot of fucking money from you guys, but I didn't. It's a funny joke because it never fucking happened, but you guys could make that change. Hint. Hint. It's not a goddamn enough, Phil. You bring it up every single fucking day in a pathetic manner. It's just pathetic and it's just disgusting to fucking witness. It's not funny. It is sad to fucking see a 41-year-old man pretend this happens and trying to guilt trip his audience into fucking giving him money based on his sadness. Holy fucking shit.
Would it be the boy who cried wolf? You guys don't believe me anymore? What if like a giant contribution came one day when I was like peeing or something, and I come back in here, it's like insanely huge, it's the biggest one ever? Would you believe me, or would you be like, ah, he's lying? Even if I said it was real, would you believe me? Or have I done the joke so much that now you would never believe me? You always think I'm lying.
Yeah, Phil, you lie so much that we automatically just assume everything you say from now on is a goddamn lie. Finally, Phil gets it. Finally, Phil is clued up to the fucking simple fact that he has lied so much in the past that we cannot trust a thing he says from now on. Finally he gets it.
In truth, Pure Cuddles is the biggest one ever. In truth, I don't remember what the biggest tip I ever got was. Keep in mind, I've been doing full-time streaming since 2017 now. I know on
$1,000. Planet Jeff gave him $1,000 one time. I think that's the biggest tip Phil's ever gotten in one go.
I used to get some big ones. I'm pretty sure. Did I get like, I think one day I got like a $1,500 tip or something crazy like that. A long time ago. Like a long time ago. But
I don't remember $1,500. Anyone else remember a $1,500 tip from some random person at one time? One singular tip of $1,500?
I couldn't even tell you because I don't track it, so I don't even know what the biggest contribution I ever got was.
Crackerjack says $1,100 and then he turned off leaderboards when people saw it. I think I remember that. An $1,100 behind the scenes contribution that showed up like some fucking leaderboard thing. And Phil hid that shit from you. Oh, that's some old lore right there. That's some very old lore. Jesus, man, I can barely remember anything about that.
I have no clue. Okay. Let's begin. I don't even know what we want to do today. Mount Gilmer. Where are we? Why are we here? We had just killed... Okay, we had just killed the, Yeah, that's right. We had just killed the... What's his face? The, Magma one, right? Yeah. We just killed the Magma one. Okay, let's continue. Alrighty, hello everyone.
Sadly, he is now recording for YouTube. We were 2 away from a full house, but a free space, thanks to 100 likes. You know, you guys managed to get a free space because of liking the stream so much. Sadly, we only have 1 free space. We didn't have enough free spaces. I mean, the snorts, we weren't too far away from a free space for snorts. 18 snorts. So 7 snorts away and 4 burps away from our free spaces. Sadly, we couldn't get the whole thing. It is what it is. I am going to need to think of a way. Like, now I'm getting a stream deck as well. I'm going to need to get some sort of bubble animation, I think. I'm going to need to steal off the creative ideas that other people have. That being said, have a bubble animation for 100 likes, you know? And Phil actually blows bubbles, but I'm not going to do it because I need to have some sort of... I don't know. I don't know what I can do. I need to have something for 100 likes. I feel bad just saying, oh, thanks guys, we got 100 likes. Let me do absolutely nothing for you apart from tick something at the end. I need to have a wee animation for it, don't have something. I don't know. We can think of something, I guess. I'll try. I should blow bubbles, but you guys wouldn't see me blowing bubbles. I was like, guys, I'm going to blow bubbles for you. You can't see it, but use your imaginations. Do you hear me blowing the bubbles, chat? That's not... Nah. Sunspot says rap. I don't want to punish the audience. Anyway, nah. I am going to call time there, guys. Sadly, we couldn't get a full house, and now Phil is going to go in full beg mode to try and get as much tips as possible for his day off tomorrow. Let's refresh the stream.
Flip on Twitter this insanely huge like robot monster, and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat.
24 buckaroos. 20 of those dollars were from 1 Minute Man. What a fucking surprise. Potential thumbnails for tomorrow is this face than that face. I think I prefer this face. It's a bit strange, his eyes are all buggy and weird. But this is also kind of funny because Phil's so drunk. So yeah, I am going to end things there, guys. So before I disappear and, you know, enjoy just going to sleep, essentially, because I'm tired, so tomorrow is Phil's day off. No bingo tomorrow, of course, because Phil won't be here. That being said, we'll be streaming tomorrow, as usual. Stephen is hyping it in chat. The group think tomorrow. That being said, they'll be live at some time. I can't mind the exact time they start, but just keep an eye on That Being Said's channel and look for when they start the show. So yeah, I'll probably be in there at some point to enjoy some of the fun and antics. And yeah, I'll be back on Thursday with some more robust bingo content. I do hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I hope you had a good time. Sadly, we couldn't get a full house, but maybe we can get a full house when we come back to bingo on Thursday. So until then, guys, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I hope you enjoy the Wednesday as well. And remember, support your other fucking fellow detractors, not shit. You know what I mean? It's hard times for a lot of people right now, especially channels getting struck down left, right, and centre. So show appreciation to the ones that are still around where you can, because you never know when Superhound's going to fucking strike next. You really don't, man. Just even fucking, you know, what do you call it? You know, fucking, you know, transformative content is not safe, clearly. So yeah, make sure you show appreciation to these other detractors and their channels while you still can, because you never know. But yeah, I'll be back, as I said, on Thursday with some more bingo stuff. Until then, hope you have a good one, guys. I'll catch you all later. Enjoy this great wee video. Notorious PIG contributions made by the excellently talented Pixar Animations. So I'll see you guys all on Thursday. Have a good one. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside, all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up. You're like, oh, you start dancing. You go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Show me the money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone.
It's so tempting to just download the new intro right now and see what it's like. I've not even seen it yet. Nah, we'll wait until Thursday. Catch you guys later.